Ladies and gentlemen, throw your hands together for the pride of the Elk River, the marching Huskies of Herbert High School.
Awesome. Hey, Rick, on those reads, I only had 3. Is that right? What's that? Just the 3. Live here at Husky Stadium, home of the Herbert Hoover Huskies, defending AAA runner-up last season.
Meals will be $10. It will be from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Please come out and show your support for the Rucker family.
You know what? I'm just gonna send this to my parents.
Can I turn this down just a hair?
Sure, you should be able to.
Which one?
Yep. You gotta be loud. Yeah, right? Yeah,
I do need to turn it down.
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Coach Goebel?
Yeah.
Annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping. Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, worse. It could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
For more than 100...
And we are here looking live from Husky Stadium, welcoming you to week 3 of the high school football season. My name is Blaine Smith, and I'm joined by the coach, Bob Goebel. We are excited to be here just outside of Charleston here in in Hoover Country. Coach Goebel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, and Betty, let me tell you what, I'm excited because I think we're going to have a real head knocker going on here tonight.
Yeah, a little slobber knocker.
Yeah,
There's going to be some hitting going on. You have two top 5 teams here in AAA in the power rankings so far to start this season. Both have a lot of high expectations, and they know how important this game is for what they want to do in November.
Not to mention the natural rivalry between these guys anyway. They don't live, their schools aren't that close together, but trust me, there's no love lost in between these two teams.
They've been playing one another for a long, long time, probably ever since they were in Biddy League ball. And Hoover and Nitro have played a lot over the last 25 years.
Absolutely.
And the Huskies have had the better of the series here of late. 2018 is the last time that the Nitro Wildcats have come away with a win against Herbert Hoover. So, something's got to give tonight. This is a talented Nitro team, ranked number 4. Hoover number 5. They lost a close one in their opener at Independence in a shootout game.
Yes.
What are you looking to see from the home team here tonight, Coach Goebel?
Well, I just think typical Joey Fields football. They're going to line up, they're going to bring it to you, they're going to strike fast and probably often and play really good defense, And one of them led by my favorite player name of all time, Mighty Lopez, on the defensive line.
That is a mighty name, Coach Goebel. Now, they're gonna have to be that way on defense because Nitro offensively has some explosiveness. Players all over the football field. They average 58 points a game. Granted, small sample size of only 2 games.
Right.
But what are you expecting to see out of Boom McKinney's squad? Going to be explosive with Boom there on the offense.
The thing about it is it's kind of going to be like Hoover. I really look for a high-scoring game here. I think, once again, what we already talked about, both these teams can put one on the board in the blink of an eye at any time. They're both really good up front. They both have good quarterbacks and personnel to help out. So,
yeah, absolutely, Coach Goebel. And it's funny that you talk about explosiveness and having a high-scoring offense for both these teams. But the last time these two teams faced each other, last season, 13-7, Hoover with the win over Nitro. And as a result of that, Hoover got the better draw, in Coach Boone McKinney's opinion, and they were able to make it to Charleston to face Bridgeport. Right. So a lot on the line here tonight, but it's wild to think that you had a 13-7 game, and then we're calling for this offense tonight. So these defenses have probably heard that all week, and they're going to be ready to come out.
Yeah, no doubt Boone's been telling these guys, these are the guys that took our playoff spot away, and all that good stuff.
He told me this week, Coach Goebel, when I talked to him, this game has been circled on the calendar for them since they started weightlifting last January, and I'd believe it because, like you said, it really does have a huge impact on who is going to be potentially getting that, the right half of the bracket come November and December.
Yeah, of course, playoff is a spot in the playoffs, hopefully, but also the position as you related to in the playoffs, where they're going to be, home field advantage or having to play on the road or whatever, as everything shakes down the rest of the year. So it should be a good one.
Absolutely a huge one here. We're going with some pre-game festivities there, getting it rock and rolling. This is the first time that Hoover's taken this field this year as the home, obviously as the home team.
Right.
And so kind of a big boost for those boys, obviously, to get an opportunity to play in front of the great community here. And I'll tell you, Coach Goebel, this is one of the best atmospheres I've seen in high school football in the state of West Virginia. That's for sure. They have built a culture here at Herbert Hoover.
Every time I have been told that I'm coming here to do a game, I get excited because
it's not just a concession stand across the way, though, right? You don't even have to open the back door. I know you like that,
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that, but that is one of my favorite points about it. But, there's and you can feel it when you watch the broadcast tonight. There's great spirit in this community. Man, they really rally behind their team, and it's a wonderful environment to be in. And then you look across the field at Nitro, visitor stands
they're
almost full. Sure.
Yeah. They brought a lot of people from just on the other side there of the Kanawha River to come up here toward the airport for everybody. And it beautiful night for football here. Mid-70s, just crisp, cool September evening. That's what it's all about.
Chamber of Commerce weather.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better. And now we've got both teams coming across the way there. The captain's coin toss is on the way. See your boy Mighty Lopez there as one of the captains there for the Huskies. They also have Mykyle Taylor, Blake Fisher, and Sam Key.
And also for Nitro, it's number 77. How can you not notice him? DeRon Parks, offensive lineman, 6'5", 340 pounds.
Yeah, he is a big one on the offensive line and very skilled. They're going to play for Mike Norvell in the Florida State Seminoles next year. Also, you see Malachi Thompson out there, a captain, a Rich Rod, West Virginia recruit on the outside. So there's some absolute talent that's going to be on this football field, along with Cohen Lusher, who's a senior leader on that defense, especially for the Wildcats.
Yeah, if you want, getting back to Parks, if you want to see a road grader, now's the time to watch this young man, because he is big time, and he comes off the ball and he creates a lot of space for sure.
And our other captain there for the Wildcats is Landon Taylor. Appears that Nitro has won the toss, Coach Goebel, and they are going to take the football first and get their offense rocking and rolling here to start the football game. You brought up DeRon Parks, though, Coach Goebel, and I want to ask you, at this level, what does it mean to have an offensive lineman like that? How can it change the game plan for you?
Well, it's kind of like on the other side of the ball. If you have a great defender, you have to have more people to block him. Now, with him playing on offense, you got to find ways to slow him down and try to create some distraction for him too. You know, bumping him with an extra player or something, or some kind of defensive scheme to keep him from getting off the football. And good luck with that. Because I'll tell you what, he's a big young man. He's very strong too. And I guarantee you one thing: if he's going to play for Florida State University, he's a player.
And dadgummit, Coach Go, as the old Florida State football coach would say, it's about time for football. I know you've been rocking and rolling, ready to go for a while now. They just had the Day-O chant. The fans here at Husky Stadium getting a little riled up here, trying to get them going here.
Yeah, like I always say, at the beginning or at the end of the game, guys, say something good about the game of high school football. There's nothing like it in the world.
Well, this is definitely a night, like you said, that people will want to look at as a perfect example of what high school football is all about. Great community support on both sides, and teams with great expectations that know what this game means. And it is about done with the conversations, Coach Goebel. It's about time for the toe to meet the leather, right?
Here we go.
Malik Brown will be back to return it here for the Wildcats. And the kicker here for Hoover is Voss Durenberger, number 52, the senior. He'll boot it away.
Okay.
You never know what kind of number you're going to get from a kicker, Coach Goebel. You got to look really hard onto the sheet sometimes to find it. But Durenberger will now have the toe meet the leather. And we've got a whistle already here.
Oh, boy, what a way to start. My guess is...
Looks like Hoover had potentially too many men on the field, it appears. I saw a man run off. We'll get the word here from our officiating crew. Well, I guess we were just all ready to go so badly that they just decided we'll do it again.
They have 12 on the field again.
You can feel the excitement here in the air.
Do they not have 12 on the field again?
I think you're right, Coach Goebel, but
wow,
officials have not
Canadian football kickoff.
have not blown the whistle this time.
Can you believe that?
And there's Durenberger with the boot. Here comes the Wildcats to return it across to the 20. And he'll be stopped at the 21-yard line.
That's not a bad return.
Not at all.
Against 12.
Right. Ty Porter on the return.
Wow.
And so now we've officially going to have the offenses on the field here. Now, if you're Nitro here to start the game, have a quarterback who is new to your team and transfer Ian Duffy, who had a great game against Cowell Midland last week. How are we trying to get this started? Or are we going behind number big 77 with a couple runs here to soften up that defense so you can get deep to Malachi Thompson?
We're going to find out real quick here.
Didn't give you enough time to respond, Coach Go, before they got out there. Boom says they like to be up tempo, out of the spread. Duffy back to pass. And he'll fire it across the middle. Pass is complete, I believe. Haven't seen him say it was an incompletion.
I'm glad to see that they didn't knock the field judge down there and run that crossing pattern right there.
Thompson already with one catch on the day there. They look to him early for a 6-yard gain. And so we'll have a 2nd and 4 coming here for the Wildcats. Malachi Thompson, a West Virginia recruit. Oozes skill. This time they'll hand it off. Not a whole lot on that at all. A bunch of Huskies came in there to tackle him.
And I think the man,
Mighty Lopez. Radcliffe was the carry there. Didn't get much. Not a lot of push there from that Nitro offensive line. And then we do know, though, Coach Boone McKinney said that he felt it was a big-time strength for his ball club, that offensive line. Huskies probably heard that all week, too, and they're ready to kind of fire off that football. They've heard a lot about Deron Parks, Coach Goble. I'm sure of that.
Oh, yeah.
Third down early in the game here. Duffy in the gun. He'll take the snap. A lot of pressure coming through there. He's going to try and run to the outside and is not going to get to that first down marker. Well, brought down on the play there by Colton Taney.
From what I've seen so far, the looks of the game than Nitro's offensive linemen are. And they're having a tough time getting on them and staying on them. And that's a great way to balance everything out.
If you're able to if you're able to use your quickness and your pad leverage to get through that offensive line, that definitely helps. So here comes a punt here for the Wildcats. Low snap, but it is boomed away by Porter. It'll take a bounce back toward the 44-yard line. No, Sean Hampton did not want to have any part of that. Didn't want to have a ricochet and hit off him, give Nitro an opportunity to get the football. So now Hoover will take the field here, Coach Goble, for the first time here at home this season. And Peyton Grigsby's the quarterback, replacing Dane Hatfield, kind of been the all-world quarterback for the Huskies. How do you think those emotions are going to play a role in this game for Grigsby today?
Well, it's going to take them a while to settle down, but they're going to be doing okay. Just get the willies out of them, you know.
Yeah, kind of, like you said, get the willies out there. And Grigsby is ready to roll there, but we'll take a look back at the coaching staff for a play call. You have to wonder here, Coach Goble, when I spoke with Coach Fields this week, he said, we just want to keep this game a 4-quarter game. He was really, really building up what he thought Nitro had, and that's a great run there by Blake Fisher. He's going to stay on his feet inside the 30, down to the 21-yard line.
Hold your scorecards, folks. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, famous last words. We'll see what the penalty call is here, and it is a holding on the Huskies. Man, that's a big momentum kind of letdown there for Herbert Hoover. Your first play, you get a big-time run, and to see it be coming back like this.
What does he spot
now? It also did look like you might. No, we're going to call a face mask here on Nitro on the play. I thought I saw a hold. I'm pretty sure I saw that on the initial signal.
Well, I'm a little confused.
But a face mask is the call on Nitro there at the end of the run. So Hoover's now just outside the 10-yard line here on their opening possession of the game. So a huge run, nice spin move by Fisher. And then tacking on 15 with the face mask, and now Hoover with a golden opportunity inside the red zone here in their first possession. Grigsby the snap, hands it off. Few there on the play.
Huskies are coming off the football.
Fisher with the run again there. Got him about 2 or 3 there. So, Coach Goble, if you're Nitro here, kind of got hit in the mouth real quick there. Didn't have the greatest offensive possession, and then you get the big run.
Right.
Are we bringing some heat here? What's kind of your idea here if you're Nitro?
I'll just play straight up because you don't know what they're going to do here.
Comes Grigsby out of the gun. Fisher with him beside him. Hands it off to Fisher again. Not a whole lot on that run at all. Maybe a yard. We'll give him 2. We're going to have a 3rd and 5.
And one of the biggest things, particularly early in the season like this, that you have to work with your team is they have to be able to overcome adversity. If you have a quick turnover like this and they score something, you got to be able to bounce back, forget about it, go on and play, and look at how much time you have left. And sometimes it takes teams a little while to do that.
Fisher now out of the gun, almost a Wildcat type formation. He'll take the snap himself, and he's going to get in the end zone for a Hoover touchdown. Using the quarterback in the run game, Coach Goble, it is tough to stop. That is for sure.
And right there, number 57 and number 51, Mighty Lopez, and Aiden Hoffman blowing out the hole for the running back there. Great job.
Blake Fisher, they bring him in as a quarterback on that play in sort of a Wildcat type formation to some extent, although I believe, looking at it, kid can play a little quarterback too. Great athlete and had the big run that set this whole drive up. So here comes the PAT. Dernberger will come on. Kick is up, and the kick is blocked. And so Nitro does get back there.
And
looked like Xavier Patterson on the block.
Remember that I said this, ladies and gentlemen, that may be the difference in this game down the road.
Absolutely.
You never know.
A game like this, everything could play a role. Also, Dawson Hill back there. A few Wildcats got converged on that opportunity for a kick. And so 4 minutes in, Coach Goebel, and Hoover gets a big-time score here early. At home, Coach Fields kind of told me, trying to ride the wave here in this early part of the game. They've got a lot of new players. They have a tradition and a culture here, but they haven't played in these big games yet, here especially. And it looks like early on they are definitely riding the wave, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and the thing about it is, too, we're talking about a rivalry in a game like this. It takes these kids a little while to settle down and get into their groove playing a game, too, because they're so hyped up and they're so excited when it first starts. You know, a lot of times they're not paying attention to what they're doing or not concentrating on the task at hand as much as just being so fired up and ready to go that they don't pay attention to what they're doing sometimes.
Right, and you said, and you know, you brought up early, Coach Goebel, about how Hoover's offensive line looked, and then also their defensive line on both sides of the ball so far in the trenches. They've been more fired up and kind of firing off the football, at least to my vantage point.
Yeah, sure is.
And it's interesting that you bring that up because, you know, with Deron Parks and all of the hype that Nitro has on, you know, about him being the offensive line and just the transfers they've had coming in. How much of a role could that also be playing right now for Nitro? They've had 2 games that haven't necessarily been extremely tough tests for them, and now you're facing Hoover on the road here.
And this is going to be a real test, probably Nitro's first test. You know, once again, overcoming adversity and stuff. We'll see how the game goes along. But they never had to line up and slug it out with anybody for 4 quarters yet.
And to this point, Hoover did that in week 1. You know, both teams kind of had laughers last week to some extent, right? Nitro, though, did have the rivalry aspect of the game versus St. Albans, so you think they would have a little bit of juice and be able to at least kind of draw on that right now.
Right.
But a big possession here coming for the Wildcats because, you know, 3 and out there, and you saw what Hoover just did. Kind of some tense moments probably in that huddle right now across the way for the Wildcats, correct?
Let me tell you something else. You know, I played offensive lineman for 23 years, and out of all the guys that I played against, I hated seeing a little quick guy line up on my nose.
And that's what you're seeing right now for the Huskies, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's so hard to get off the ball quick enough and get on those guys, and they will drive you absolutely crazy if you're not on your game every time the ball snaps because of how quick they are.
Yeah, and
I'd rather play against some, you know, slow bulldozer 400-pounder than I would one of those.
You kind of want the guy who kind of plugs up the gap, not the guy who's going to try and shoot through it, right?
Exactly.
So
and then they start gaming and running stunts on you and everything else. It just drives you out of your mind.
And twists and everything of that ilk. And, you know, you imagine Hoover's going to do a lot of that tonight to try and confuse Nitro and that big offensive line. Coach Gilbert, you commented on how big they were when they got off the bus.
Right. We're going to find out.
Here comes Sternberger again. This one will get into the end zone for a touchback.
I don't know where that young man came from, but he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, he absolutely has got himself potentially a college leg. That kick landed in the Bermuda Triangle between 3 Wildcats there, but nobody seemed to want it all that bad.
Well, the other thing is, you know, he's really good too because he has an opposite-colored kicking shoe, and all those guys that wear that, those are the guys that are really good.
That is information that we have to know there from Coach Goebel. He's saying, hey, if you have the off-color kicking shoe, you're a stud, right?
Yeah, if you got a guy out there that's got an off-colored, different colored kicking shoe and he can't kick the ball, you make him go put his other shoe back on.
Wear the same colors if you can't boot it. Here comes Duffy with the handoff this time, and a nice run there from the Wildcats. Chris Radcliffe a little bowling ball there, and he absolutely delivered a thud on the end of that run.
Wildcats were serving up some pancakes on that one. I saw 2 or 3 of them out there. Man, that was a surge right there.
Fisher on the tackle there for the Huskies, so he's doing just about everything to this point. First down, though, for Nitro. Gain of about 14 on that run to the 34. Here comes Duffy out of the gun. He'll hand it off to Radcliffe again. And not much at all on that one.
Right there was an example of the quickness. You know, they're getting their hands on a guy and trying to drive them. They're just sliding off of them because they're so fast.
So, and Coach Goble, now, if you're seeing that early here, if you're Nitro, how are you best going to try and kind of take advantage of that?
Well, what
Hoover?
I would do, I would run some things where I could get some help. I would run like an isolation at him, so if the guy slides off the block, he's got a fullback blasting him anyway, you know.
Here comes the snap there. Duffy will be on the quarterback keeper this time. Cuts it back across to the 40, and he's going to get to the 39-yard line.
That's the good old counter tray there, pulling the backside guard and the tackle. The guard comes across behind the line of scrimmage, kicks the defensive end out, and then the tackle turns up into the hole. And you see number 77 turning up in that hole. That's a load leading the running back there.
And came back to Deron Parks' side there as well, where there was a lot of green for Ian Duffy. But here comes a third, and we'll call it a short 6, long 5 here.
There you go.
A lot of noise being made. I got a little cowbell down there on the Hoover sideline. Are we in Starkville here tonight? I don't think so. But you got to love it. Here comes Duffy with the handoff. He fakes it, takes it himself, trying to get to the outside, and he is not going to get there. Big-time tackle made by the Huskies.
Mikael Taylor on that tackle.
Yep. Mitchell on the stop there for the Huskies.
Great speed, holding down the corner, covering the corner there.
So far, Nitro with the prolific passing game and all the talk about their ability in the wide receiver room, been a lot of running to this point in time, and Hoover's been able to stop it up.
Well, once again, when you have those little quick guys coming up field on you, it just disrupts a lot of stuff.
There's the punt there from Porter. It's going to take a bounce. And it did hit, I believe it might have hit a Husky there, because you saw Noshawn Hampton dive on that football very, very quickly.
Huskies got it there. That was close.
So now we're going to have Hoover come back out here for their second offensive possession now.
The thing about it is that you notice, too, that Nitro is doing, which is, I'm sure, helping them a lot. They're playing a lot of kids. You know, they got a bunch of different guys on offense and defense out there, which is going to give these guys time to rest and get ready to go again.
Four-quarter game, Coach Goble, right?
That's right.
You never know what the dividends could be later on in the ball game for that strategy there. Here comes the snap here. Grigsby hands it off to Fisher. Going to move it up in there for about 3 to 4 yards.
Had a nice inside blitz there, disrupting some of the flow, too.
McAllister on the stop there for the Wildcats. Nitro, obviously after the big run last time, Coach Goble, and the penalty, you got to think they were putting on a little bit of a stand there in the goal line area before Fisher finishes it off. What do we need to see here from Nitro right now, and what are you seeing from the Wildcats defensively to this point in time?
Well, that's one of the things I'm looking at, too.
Oh, what almost a fantastic play right there. Grigsby tried to thread the needle.
The Wildcats are going a little bit in the vein of Hoover defensively. They're smaller and quicker, but they're swarming to the ball.
And Hernandez almost came up with a big play right there. Had it in his mitts, could not complete the catch, as they say, when he was falling to the ground. So a 3rd and 6 here now, just shy of the 40-yard line.
And Noshawn Hampton and Sam Key both are doing a good job playing linebacker and stuffing things up in there.
So we've got ourselves a timeout on the field. Hoover's going to take a timeout. And while we have a timeout on the field, we want to remind you, of course, about HD Media. And exactly how important it is here. Fall football in West Virginia is unlike anything else. HD Media is live streaming more than 30 high school games this year. Next week, it'll be George Washington hosting South Charleston. You can also watch Huntington take on Hurricane, or a big one down in Madison as Scott battles Independence. It is all live and for free in one convenient location. That's right, it's hdmediagameday.com. We also want to remind you that HD Media is also live streaming 16 soccer matchups this season, thanks in large part to our title sponsor, Peyton Law. For a complete schedule, be sure to follow us on HD Media Game Day on Facebook or Instagram. Our next game is set for Tuesday as the Hurricane High School Redskins will host Cabell Midland in a boys matchup. You can catch it all and watch it all on hdmediagameday.com for live and, of course, for free. So, Coach Goebel, right now, big-time play coming up here for Nitro, I think, in particular, because if Hoover gets some momentum rolling here, could be very bad for the Wildcats, especially early.
Yeah, and you're exactly right about that. And what I was talking about before the game started, Nitro has not played a team like this yet. They've been able to, at will, go up down the field and put it on people, you know. And they're getting her slowed down now against a team that's doing a good job against them so far.
Sort of a true test here, like you said. Both these teams ranked in the top 5 in AAA. Both have their sights set on getting down a little further down the road here.
Overcoming
to
adversity,
Lately.
you know,
Yep.
Overcome adversity. That's the toughest thing you have to do.
Hoover made it to this game last year, and Nitro feels like if they would have not have lost that 13-7 game in overtime, they would have been in that game last year. Hoover got the better draw. So a big 3rd and 6 here coming for the Huskies. Grigsby out of the gun. They have trips to the near side, and there's a whistle. You know what that typically means, Coach Goebel.
Yeah.
We're moving backwards.
Well, it's not the offensive lineman's fault.
It never is, right?
No.
So now it'll be a 3rd and 11 here. Obviously changes the dynamics a little bit for the Husky offense. I think on 3rd and 6, you maybe still be able to pop a draw on them. But now 3rd and 11 is going to be a little trickier to do so, you would think.
Yeah, I think it'd go away from that now. And I think they're going to run the same thing maybe. And they have trips down here at the bottom of the formation. Might be trying to get some type of combo to spring one of those 3 receivers on a route here.
Here comes Grigsby back to pass. He's going to take off and run with it. He's going to get just shy. We're going to actually give him the 40-yard line on that run.
About 4 yards to go.
Nice play by Wyatt Sowards there on the stop for the Wildcats. So 4th and 4 here, and you wonder what Coach Fields does. Does he go for it, or does he play a little field position game? Your defenses look good early. You want to give Nitro the ball on the 40. Looks like they're going to go for it, Coach Goebel.
Looks like he's going to answer your question here.
Grigsby out of the gun. Could also be trying to get him to jump. You never know. Take that penalty. He's going to take a timeout.
Yep.
And so there's 2 timeouts taken, and we're going to take it with them. You're watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
And we are back here at Husky Stadium, and they are going to punt the football, Coach Goebel. Durenberger with a boot.
Nice.
A good one at that. Going to take a bounce inside the 20 and going to go out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. And so Coach Fields decides, I like what I've seen out of my defense. I'm going to play a little field position and kind of make the Wildcats go a long way here for a touchdown. So Coach Goebel, so far here, we've seen 2 drives for Nitro. First one was a 3-and-out. Second one did get a first down with a big run from Radcliffe, but we haven't seen the ball go in the air very much right now for Nitro.
Well, just thinking about that, one of those plays was disrupted with the official in the middle of the field. Nitro ran a crossing pattern about 15 yards deep, and if they wouldn't have ran into the official and each other, one of those would have been still running down the field.
Yeah, fight song would have been started to be played by the Wildcat band there. Here comes the handoff. Radcliffe across the 20. Out, going to be just shy of the 30-yard line. A big run there and a first down for Chris Radcliffe.
I'll tell you what, the Hoggies on that play were opening up some holes, man.
Radcliffe's got a lot of explosiveness there. Blake Fisher makes another tackle in the backfield. He's been all over the place so far for Hoover on the defensive end and on the offense.
And the thing about that you think of, they really haven't played enough football yet to make a lot of major adjustments.
Here comes Radcliffe again, across to the 40. Hits a Hoover defender there, Aiden Hernandez, finishing the run there. And it's going to be just shy of the 47-yard line.
I believe the head coach or the offensive line coach had a serious talk with those young men when they were over there on the sideline.
Had a little come to the meeting here, boys, and get rolling here. We got 3 minutes to go here as we continue to move on this first quarter clock. We're starting to settle in here a little bit, Coach Goble, in this football game, and you can see it from Nitro's offensive line. Duffy back to pass this time. He's going to throw it deep down the sideline to Thompson, and Thompson makes the catch. Still on his feet. Going to be brought down after a big gain at the 16-yard line.
Always makes me think about one of my good friends who's coached this game for years, who was the coach at Nitro, Scott Tinsley. And he, like that right there, he said, you know what that is, Bob? I'd say what? He said, players make plays.
Players make plays. Coach Tinsley was a Nitro legend for a long, long time. Actually was the coach when I was in school there, Coach Goble. 38 yards on that play. Hands it off to Radcliffe again, and he's going to be stopped up just shy of the 20.
Boy, if he would have kept going to the left.
Almost got out of that tackle.
He had some, to the left side, if he wouldn't come back, he had some acreage out there.
Michael Taylor held on for dear life, but was able to bring Radcliffe down.
Yeah, actually, Coach Tinsley was my offensive coordinator at West Virginia State and West Virginia Tech.
So we got a 2nd and 8 coming here for the Wildcats, and I don't know if Coach Tinsley would be all about this running so far. He did like to run the football a little bit, but Culberson, that team, he did what it took to win, Coach Goble, that's for sure, and that's what Boone McKinney believe they're thinking they're going to try and do here against the Huskies here today. They're going to try and ground and pound it.
Yeah, they're getting into a rhythm now, and it's starting to show. They're getting a hold of them, and they're starting to push the Huskies off the football now and create the lanes that the running backs need.
And your guy, Mighty Lopez, made the tackle there for the Huskies.
Of course he did.
4-yard gain there for Radcliffe. It'll be a 3rd and 4 here coming from the 18. Cowbells are in full effect, and Duffy back to pass. He's going to look to run it. Going to be across to the 10. And he's going to slide down, going to get the first down. And
I tell you, and you can watch a lot of these college teams that saw last weekend. All the time, you have a young man like that can run that ball. It just absolutely gives your defense fits,
Absolutely. And you see Duffy being smart with it there as well, not trying to take that extra shot. Thought he might have could have got the corner there, but decided to live to play another play. So we're out of the gun here. Thompson at the top of the screen. They're going to hand it off to Radcliffe. Radcliffe is going to find the end zone. Touchdown, Nitro. And that's Tyke Porter actually on the carry there. Brought him in. And Nitro responds with a big touchdown drive there.
And a devastating block by Levi Payne, pulling out around there and blowing them up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mason Martin there.
Sorry, Mason Martin, wrong there, guys. Sorry about that.
Yep, Mason Martin, Hurricane transfer, made a big-time block there. And, Coach Goble, when I was talking to Boone McKinney, the head coach for Nitro, earlier this week, he was just bragging about this offensive line and how he felt it was going to absolutely be kind of the thing that got them where they needed to go this season.
Well, I'm impressed with that drive. They're waking up now. They're settling down now.
Yep.
They got the hype out of them. settle down a little bit. They're playing football now.
Absolutely. And so we will take a break there. Nitro converts the extra point at 7-6. You're watching High School Game Day on HD Media Game Day.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't put.
What number is that kicker?
30.
Okay.
Number 6, Lance Williams on the return.
And Connor Strickland there on the boot for the Wildcats. Decent little return by the Huskies. And so Nitro now responds. Hoover got the initial touchdown, got the big gain. And now the Wildcats come back toward the very end of the first quarter here with a touchdown drive of their own. Now, what does Herbert Hoover got to do here, Coach Goebel? They got punched in the mouth now. Their time to respond. What are you trying to do here on offense if you're the team in the red and blue?
They're going to have to settle down, too. They're going to have to, what I would do in this situation, I would go back to what I call my favorite plays, things that have worked well for us and that they're pretty good at. See if we can get something done with that first.
The things you've been repping all August here,
Right.
Coach Goebel. Grigsby with the shotgun snap. Back to pass, and he's going to absolutely get drilled right there by the Wildcats. Cohen Lusher had him 3 sacks last week, and he's got one here in the first quarter tonight. Grigsby holding the ball just a little too long there, right?
Bryce Snyder on that one.
So now it'll set up a 2nd and 15 for Hoover. Not ideal getting out of the down and distance.
And if you're having trouble, I don't know if that's going to happen all night long as far as protection-wise. When you start having trouble with that, that's when you got to get your quarterback to move. He's got to roll out and create some options.
Grigsby with the snap. Back to pass. Patterson was getting back there in his grill. Pass was intended for Aiden Hernandez. Great coverage right there by the Wildcats' Antonio LaRose. Grigsby had to get that one out way quicker than he wanted to. Xavier Patterson was coming for him right there, going to get into his grill.
Yeah, and like I said, the thing about Nitro, they're playing platoon football, you know.
A lot of bodies, a lot of depth on the Wildcats' sidelines this season.
Oh, going to back them up 5.
And there's another procedure penalty, and Wildcats linebacking core trying to get their fans a little riled up.
And this is the time when, and I've talked about it all evening already, you got to get together and stay calm and get things done, you know. 'Cause you start getting behind the sticks like this and getting sacks and everything, and then you start freaking out and falling apart.
Coach Goebel, almost in a 3rd and 20 type situation. If you're Hoover, it might be best just to avoid the big mistake here.
Yeah.
Be willing to play defense again.
Absolutely, I agree.
15 seconds to go in the first quarter here. Back to pass is Grigsby. He'll fire it on the outside. At the 20, it's caught there. After the 25, it'll be just shy of that first down marker. No Sean Hampton on the play.
Great effort by the young man after the catch there.
Just shy of the original first down marker there, Coach Goebel.
Yep.
Got a little, was looking on the other side there. But you know what? It's probably a win there for Hoover if you think about that play, because it gives them a little confidence that they can throw the football.
Yep.
And yet you avoid the big mistake.
Yeah, and if they would have had another sack back there, that would have been devastating.
And so the first quarter clock will now finally expire here. Nitro 7, Hoover 6. Dernberger back to punt. We do have the official trying to communicate with someone there on the Hoover sideline. We're going to put 5 seconds back on the clock here.
And keep in mind, the last time Hoover punted, it was almost blocked.
Nitro's had a kick blocked already this evening on the extra point. and almost blocked the punt. So they're bringing the Hounds there on their kick block units so far tonight. Also, I think that might also be partially because Dernberger, like you said, Coach Gibbs got the 2 shoes.
That's right.
So he takes a little bit more time back there, but he does have a big leg, that's for sure.
Yes, he does.
And so now they're going to allow the first quarter clock to finally expire. So we put 5 on for it just to come back off, and now we are finally done with our first quarter of action here from Husky Stadium. Top 5 matchup, Nitro, the visitors, the number 4 ranked team with a 7-6 lead on the Huskies. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or GoMart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
And we are back here, second quarter action at Husky Stadium.
Remember last time we saw this, we almost had a blocked punt, so keep your eyes open here.
Here comes Dernberger.
Get that protection down.
Going to be punting it from about his 15-yard line here.
Looks like they're setting up a return.
Nice little kick there. It's going to take a Hoover bounce. Down to the 30. Yeah, it getting ready to say he picked up the football, and that would have been a really kind of interesting little fake there.
Well, guess what?
That was something else. Malik Brown picked it up and just thought everyone was just gonna like he was on the offensive side of the punt coverage there.
He's lucky that Mighty Lopez didn't go down there and knock him in the last week while he was standing there holding that football.
I think they were also shocked that he picked it up. Yeah, the 2 of them stood there, and then the third one finally said, "Oh, hold on now, let's bring him to the ground."
And then you know what's happening too? Half of them going, "Is he down or is he not?"
And I think Malik almost there on that kind of had a little momentary loss of the the idea of what punt coverage side he was on there, because picked it up really nonchalantly. So here comes the Wildcats in a little bit of a offset gun there. Duffy with the toss, and Radcliffe continuing to move forward across to the 40.
Whoa.
Absolutely stuck right there on the far side. Landon Taylor.
He brought the lumber on that one. And I don't know, you're going to hear us talking about number 77 a lot. He road graded somebody clear out to the numbers on that play.
That was an absolutely, like you said, that's kind of like blindside type block there,
Yeah.
Coach Goble from back in the day. And Noshawn Hampton absolutely came in there and laid some lumber on that run. Radcliffe with a big hole up the middle. Gets it across to the 50. Gain of 6 on that carry. Like you said, Coach Goble, Nitro starting to kind of grind on him a little bit, just kind of lean on him a little bit. And you already see it.
Starting to get Big Mo visiting in the huddle. Got the momentum going.
Yeah, like you said, Sonny Randall used to say, it's jumped on the Nitro shoulders so far.
Yeah.
Duffy from the shotgun, he's going to take a chance deep to Malachi Thompson. And there were 3 Huskies down there: Blake Fisher, Aaron Hernandez, and Michael Taylor.
Not single, not double, but triple coverage on that young man.
You don't see that very often, and just slightly underthrown there. Thompson did have a step on the Huskies.
And wow, what speed that young man has. He had the Jets on that time.
Coach McKinney said he's really worked hard this offseason on his blocking. Of course, it's going to be important when you go to West Virginia to be able to block that chicken fighting on the outside. And you've seen it so far today with some of the holes that Radcliffe's got when he's gotten to the outside as well. Receivers doing a good job, too, in that Nitro run game. 3rd and 4 here. Duffy not going to get the snap off because Nitro's going to talk about it here real quick.
Timeout. Wildcats.
Interesting there. Nitro decides they're going to take a timeout there. Big 3rd and 4 here coming. Obviously, a lot of momentum can come from this, Coach Goble. You're at the 50. You get this, you keep moving. You go up by score here. You have the advantage by a point right now, but this football game has been very kind of on the edge to this point through a quarter.
When you have timeouts like this, too, what is happening is the game within the game. They're coming out there, they're checking the defense. Well, guess what? The defense is rotated into something that's not going to be favorable for them. And they look at the clock, they don't have time to audible, so they're going to call timeout and adjust.
And you just wonder if Coach Fields thought, Nitro, what we've seen so far, they've been throwing the football all over the place.
Right.
Didn't expect to see them come out and kind of run the football as much as they ran it so far tonight. So now, like you said, the game within the game, Hoover's now trying to make adjustments to that. What do you think we see on this 3rd and 4, though? Obviously, you could go either way. You think Nitro puts the ball in the air here, or you got to run the football again?
I think, I don't know why. I think you might see that combo route where they're crisscrossing across the middle about 10 yards deep here.
Now, if you don't get it here, are you going for it if you're Nitro?
Absolutely.
Yep. not even a hesitation.
Just
for Coach Goble.
run it behind number 77.
Yeah, I might just do it here too, Coach Goble, honestly. Comes the shotgun snap. Duffy hands it off, and they run right behind number 77, just like you said, Coach Goble, for a first down there. Yeah, Nitro didn't take much of a hole there, but it was a big one.
The defensive lineman playing against the big tackle there is Lance Williams. He's 5'10", weighs 150 pounds.
And Lance is the fight for his life here tonight. They tried to run it away from Parks this time, and not too much.
Now, nothing to take away from Lance. He's a fighter. I've been watching him. He's bringing it as hard as he can every down.
Porter on the carry, didn't get much. So we got a 2nd and 10 here coming. Little win there for Hoover.
I'm with you. I'm really surprised they haven't aired it out yet.
They've been kind of creeping them in, right? Creeping them in with this run game. Good opportunity and a good portion of the field to maybe take a shot here if you're Nitro. Duffy back to pass. There's a flag on the play. Ball was hauled in by Jaleel Burnett, but we'll see what the penalty marker brings. Little conversation between the officials.
I'm surprised also that they haven't gone with formations or motion or whatever to get Malachi Thompson in single coverage.
And a penalty on the Huskies.
Because if you have single coverage on that guy, you better hope the guys covering him can run. Because that young man has some jets.
Yeah. Well, you know, also, though, too, Coach Gill, well, not only to mention Malachi Thompson, but some of these other receivers Nitro has, like a Jaleel Burnett making that nice play just now.
Absolutely.
They have a bunch of guys that can make some plays when they get their hands on it in the passing game.
Yeah. And they have some guys on defense that can fly around as well.
So they're moving the sticks, again, even off of the catch there. Going to have a first down for the Nitro Wildcats. Just shy of the 25. And now they're bringing it back to where Burnett caught the football, I believe. A little chain gang, I think, got a little head of where the official spotted the football. Trying to cheat with the chain gang there, Coach Goebel, and they did me wrong there a little bit.
There you go. They got her straight now.
Ball on the 29 here.
I think they're going to go to the air right here.
Duffy's starting to get a little bit of a rhythm. You can see it. Get a little more confidence. Going to hand it off again, this time to Radcliffe, and didn't get much, if anything at all.
Radcliffe wrapped up and brought down the line by number 56, Tristan Schaefer.
Tristan Schaefer, and also a little bit of help from Mighty Lopez on the tackle there for the Huskies.
Nice job by Schaefer on that play.
2nd and 12 coming here for Nitro. Prolific offense, but definitely seeing their toughest test so far this season defensively from the Herbert Hoover Huskies. Crowd here at Husky Stadium making a lot of noise right now. Play clock inside of 5. Duffy back to pass. Wide open there. And Jaleel Burnett hauls in another catch.
Duffy's pass complete to
just shy of the first down marker.
Burnett.
We're going to have a 3rd down and what, about 3 or 4 there, Coach Goebel?
Yep, watch out. They got the gong going. Got the gong ringing.
Ball just outside of the 20 here for the Wildcats. Trips to the near side, including Thompson. Burnett been working one-on-one a lot on that side here this drive, already with 2 catches. And they're going to throw it to him again. Penalty flag on the play.
Well, that was the single coverage I was alluding to, but they did it on the other side.
It's almost as if Hoover's not going to give him that, Coach Goebel, right? They're not going to let Thompson get the single coverage.
Yeah.
But I think Nitro's okay with Burnett getting the single coverage. At least it looks like this drive.
Well, make no mistake, he's perfectly capable of catching a nice throw down there, too.
So the 5-yard penalty brings it now to a 3rd and 9 here for the Red and Black. Connor Strickland, the kicker for Nitro. Nitro is going to hope that they don't have to use him.
Line up in man-to-man. This could cause problems.
Duffy, back to pass. Tried to go with the screen pass, and Mighty Lopez was in on that play along with Lance Williams.
That number 51's been around a little too long to be fooled. He's a player.
Hearing a lot about Mighty Lopez here so far tonight. So a loss of 2, and now we got a 4th and 11 here. 47-yarder it would be there for the Wildcats, but they are going to bring the offense back out on the field. Can you imagine with a guy like Malachi Thompson here, Coach Goebel, they might be throwing one up to him here. Ball could be in his area, you could imagine. Duffy, back to pass. Going to throw it. And the ball is incomplete.
Oh, wow.
Almost a sensational catch there from Jaleel Burnett.
But on the other hand, sensational defense by the Huskies.
Yeah, a whole host of them back there in the backfield, and Blake Fisher was in again.
And once again, as it goes, particularly in high school football, ebb and flow, the ebb and flow. Now the flow's turning and coming back the other way a little bit.
So far, really, it's been a couple of penalties from each offense, kind of slowing their momentum a little bit. Both defenses have absolutely stood tall. And we're at the 6:56 mark here, the second quarter. Say, right here, right now, if you're Hoover, you had the initial great surge offensively.
Yes.
You've kind of done enough defensively to hang around with the Wildcats, and Coach Field said all they want to do is hang around till the fourth quarter. Haven't really seen Hoover throw the football much, though, Coach Goebel.
Yeah, they haven't yet. And the other thing you were talking about defensively, they're bringing that pressure, buddy. And it's starting to affect Nitro, especially in their throwing game, you know.
Right, but, you know, you have to wonder, Coach Hill, I know you obviously have those weapons on the outside. Nitro is running the football so well until a couple of plays there. Hoover made some plays there, Mighty Lopez inside. Kind of went away from going to the left side there with Deron Parks
Right.
there toward the end of the drive when they were kind of following behind him.
Yep.
Seemingly had some big holes and some big gainers on the ground.
Well, the other thing, too, that I always like to do as coach, I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong, but I always like to do as coach, particularly when you're bringing both your linebackers all the time, is to slip a tight end or a receiver out there and drag him across the middle right in front of the quarterback. And if he sees those linebackers blitz, just pop it right over their head to the crossing route.
It's right in the line of sight, right? And also, you know, you get into those explosive playmakers' hands
right
in the outside, and then you got to make the linebackers make the play.
And that's what I always called that was I said we need to throw them out of their blitz.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're dumping it over their head across the middle like that, they have to back up and quit bringing so many people, or they're going to continue to get burnt from where we're going to be running square ends and slants behind them.
Absolutely. Quick hitters.
Absolutely.
Get you out of that blitz faster than anything. Nitro was attempting to do it there, but wasn't able to.
Whatever happened, speaking of Nitro back in the days when Scott Tinsley's there, whatever happened to the good old hitch? You know, where a guy would take 3 steps and turn around and catch the ball, you know. J.R. House made a living off of that.
Throwing that to Chris Martin way back when.
Yep.
Huskies are back out there on offense now at the 30 with a stand. Our score 7-6 here right now. Nitro made the extra point. Hoover did not. That is the difference. Midway point of the second quarter coming up here soon. And a big run there for the Huskies. Devin Silvas on the carry there. Gets outside to the 41-yard line. Gain of 11 there for the Huskies and a first down. If you're Hoover, got to keep that formula rolling here a little bit.
Yeah, if you give Devin a crease, he's going to make some things happen for you. He's awful quick coming off that football.
It seems like to me, Coach Goebel, Hoover, in terms of the tempo of the game, trying to play a little slower than Nitro is right now, at least.
Yeah.
Now out of the gun here. Grigsby. And there's another penalty there.
Yeah,
pre-snap.
It's kind of like they're doing opposite of what we thought each team was going to do at the beginning, the outset of the game. And I, for one, which always happens when I predict something, I am amazed. There's only been a total of 13 points put on the board so far.
Right.
Because I thought, well, we're going to see
offense galore, right?
Yeah.
And an offsides called there on the Wildcats, so they've now made it a 1st and 5 for Hoover. Every little bit helps. Ball at midfield here almost, the 45, and the handoff up the middle. Not a whole lot. Bunch of Wildcats in there on the stop.
Yeah, if you watch what they're doing too with their outside linebackers and or corners, if they've lined up a couple times without any receiver in front of them and coming off the edge downhill to try to stir things up.
Shamar Smith was in on that play, along with Caden McAllister and Xavier Patterson, a trio of Wildcats.
See Antonio LaRose out here playing in the gap with no coverage. You know, and a couple times now they have brought him off the football downhill to disrupt everything. Looks like he's going to sneak in there again.
Braylon Price almost on there on the hit there. For the first down for Devin Silas again. Just inside the 44-yard line, and another first down for Hoover.
Now, the other thing about this, you think about what's happening mentally, too. If Hoover can put together a drive and score here, then the Nitro players are going to start thinking, well, you know, what's going on here? And then it's going to flow back and forth again.
First down coming up here for the Huskies. Like you said, the momentum ebbing and flowing by the play, and Blake Fisher stopped up there by Xavier Patterson.
It looks like Nitro decided to stop that ebb and flow a little bit there on that one.
Right there in its tracks.
Well, once again, like we were talking about, these linemen on Nitro's defense, they're not as big, but they are certainly athletic.
Yeah, defensive lines for both teams is extremely quick, right, Coach Goebel?
And they come off the ball, and they're doing a great job. And one of the things you don't realize a lot of times, which is another game within the game, is how hard these defensive linemen work to keep guards off of their linebackers so they can scrape and make plays.
Seeing what they can do here on this second down play, and Silas gets the handoff yet again. And Patterson again on the stop. Also a little help there from Malik Brown coming in from the secondary. So we got a third down coming here for Hoover. Second quarter clock just ticks under 4 minutes.
Nitro is not stonewalling them on the line of scrimmage right now, but they're doing a great job just slowing them down like they need to, you know.
So a 3rd and 6 upcoming here for Hoover. Play clock rolling under 10 now. Big play early in this football game. Grigsby back to pass, takes it out of the shotgun, rolls out, and finds his man along the sidelines, Blake Fisher. He's going to continue into the end zone. Touchdown for the Hoover Huskies.
Wow.
Blake Fisher played the little tightrope along that sideline, and he was able to get in for the 6.
Beautiful throw on the rollout there.
Got a little light show here going.
I hear you, baby.
Big time play there. Grigsby rolled out and found Fisher wide open along the sideline. Thought they were going to push him out, but he continued to keep matriculating it up the field and found the paint.
I'm just surprised it took Joey Fields that long to do that, as much as he likes to throw the ball. But, you know, sometimes you think you got to do what you got to do, you know. No mistake about it, he does a good job. Both these coaching staffs do a wonderful job, these kids.
And now Durenberger will attempt another extra point. Penalty flags down, though. Looks like it might have been a potential offsides on the Wildcats.
The kicking shoe is still serving him well.
Yep, little encroachment there. So they'll move it up a little bit there for this play. It could be interesting to see if they go for 2 now. Or is it a little too early to chase those points? But it does look like Hoover is going to bring out the offense now. So moves it up to what, about the 2-yard line, Coach Goebel here now?
Yes, sir.
They're thinking it might just be enough to give it a shot here. You've been working on 2-point plays
what I do right here,
all August.
Out here, number 3 on the bottom of the screen here, have him run a little post corner and throw it up there in the corner. But what do I know?
Here comes Grigsby. We'll see if Coach Goebel's right. And the snap is muffed.
Oh, boy.
Nothing there. Actually, Blake Fisher getting the Wildcat snap, what they scored the touchdown on earlier in the game. Attempted to go for it on the 2-point play, but it did not work. And so now Hoover, both touchdowns have resulted in not getting the extra points. And like you said after the first one, Coach Goebel, could be big. We'll take a break. Come on back for more high school football here on HG Media Game Day.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
That's what I'm saying. That's out behind the movie theater, isn't it?
And we are back here at Husky Stadium. It'll be Dernberger to kick it here. And so 12-7 our score here, Coach Goble. Been a good one so far.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to our long distance fan watching this game, Tommy Keeler and his wife Billy in Steinhatchee, Florida. What do you think about that?
All right. Probably a little warm down there, I'd imagine, right now, Coach Goble.
Yes, it's always warm down there.
Kickoff there, returned by Porter. He's going to matriculate it up to about the 25 before he's brought down. Nice stick there by the Husky special teams unit.
Excellent coverage. And that's another thing I will lament about all the time. There's so many teams that
Kel Taylor and Cody Redmond on the stop.
There's so many teams that don't work on their special teams enough that cost them in tight games.
And this is going to, you get the feel right now, this one's going to be a tight one.
Yeah.
Nitro.
Well,
3:21 to go here. Now down 12-7. Had a lead for a large majority of the second quarter, but now trail. Duffy back to pass. He'll get it to Thompson. Thompson, nowhere to go on that slip screen there. Great job by the Huskies flying there in pursuit.
Mikael Taylor, number 4.
We're calling Mikael Taylor's name a lot here defensively for Herbert Hoover, and he is definitely doing a really good job so far on Malachi Thompson. And Coach Fields told me prior to the game, with Coach Goble in our conversation this week, that they'd done a good job on Thompson in the past, but it was because they had a guy who could guard him. I think they might have a guy who can guard him in Malachi Taylor.
Yep.
Back to pass, and Duffy going to fling it out there in the area of Thompson, actually, so he's going to avoid the intentional grounding call. Great effort there.
And they called it.
Oh, see, I think that's a bad call there, Coach. Now, did it get above the line of scrimmage? I think it did. They should talk about this, and I think they should pick this flag up.
Pick it up and wave it.
Great job there by the Huskies, though, getting in that backfield there. Defensive lineman Monty Lopez and also Tristan Schaefer getting back there.
Receiver in the area.
Yep, and they make the correct call there, receiver in the area. Our friends below us here wearing the blue and red, not necessarily thrilled with that call, but I think the right call was made. We got a 3rd and 9 here. Big play in this first half. Making a lot of noise here on the home side, Coach Goble. Duffy with the pass. Flings it off, and the receiver fell down. Luke Schaefer was the intended receiver for Nitro, but he fell down at around the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up a punting situation here for the Nitro.
Yeah, Hoover bringing the heat, buddy.
Ian Duffy had to throw that thing way before he wanted to, and then Luke Schaefer fell down. And so Nitro comes away with nothing out of this drive, and Hoover kind of was able to respond with the score, and then now the stop.
Great job bringing pressure and disrupting everything. All the rhythm, couldn't find anybody open.
You got to feel like right now, Coach Gill, with your Herbert Hoover, we can get something else here before we go to halftime. This would be absolutely huge in this football game.
Well, and once again, let me remind you, both the conversions failed. So that may make a difference. You never know.
Yeah, 12-7 right now. Hoover with the lead. They would like to maybe make that not as crucial of a factor in this game, Coach Goble, with some offense here before the half. Nitro back to punt for their third time in the game here. More than they've punted all season to this point in time. That'll be booted at the 50. He'll take a bounce at the 45, inside the 40. Going to roll down to about the 37-yard line there.
Definitely a Nitro roll.
Down by Landon Hamilton and a nice punt by Porter. So we've got 2:18 here to go. A little 2-minute drill type situation for Herbert Hoover with the Grigsby. New quarterback, first home start. This is what he's been looking forward to all summer, Coach Goebel. How do you get this drive started?
Yep, they just need to get some more consistency, you know.
So here comes Grigsby out of the shotgun. Blake Fisher beside him, and he'll hand it off to Fisher, and Fisher, a little spin move at the 45 before he's brought down by Luke Schaefer and Wyatt Sowards. But enough for a first down.
Man,
for
I'll
Hoover.
tell you what, the old hogs there for, and that's a loving term, any of you mamas out there. The offensive lineman really coming off the football on that play.
Feels like both teams' offensive lines have had their moments where they've looked absolutely dominant, and it's been all or nothing to this point, really. Once again, a handoff, this time to Silas.
Well, it's so aggravating, too, that we've seen two really good plays there right now, and then something happens, and then they get behind the sticks or have third and long, and they just can't seem to get into that third and short groove, you know what I mean?
Absolutely not. Like you just mentioned, the consistency factor. Those penalties really hurt that, kind of put you behind the sticks. 2nd and 7 here. They stayed on schedule on that drive, on that run by Silas. Grigsby back to pass. Was able to avoid the rush. Going to be hit and hits his man in the middle, Fisher. Brought down by Antonio LaRose, but it is enough for another first down for Hoover.
Yeah, I believe I mentioned
14 yards on the play.
I believe I mentioned something about the middle might be open eventually.
Yeah.
Of course, that was a scramble, you know, but that was a great job. That was a great job looking downfield and making a play out of that.
Stays composed there as well, does Grigsby, and finds his man in the middle of the field. Silas will take the run here, continuing to churn those legs, and there's a penalty flag that's thrown at the end of that play.
They found something going on because they're starting to batter the right-hand side of that. The right-hand side of the offensive line's moving the ball on the defense over there.
So penalty flag coming here. It was on Hoover. Thrown there at the end of the run.
What do we say about overcoming adversity?
And there it is again, just like we were talking about, Coach Goebel.
Yep.
A couple big plays.
Yep.
Then you get a holding call. Push in a 1st and 15, now 1st and 20.
Yeah, shoot yourself in the foot.
And also time becoming a factor now as well for Hoover. 1:05 on this clock. Nitro obviously not trying to let them beat him deep through the air. Been more of a running game so far for Hoover anyway.
I'll tell you one thing that's impressed me though. Both of these teams, a lot of fight in these guys. They're both out there banging around now.
It'll be a 1st and 17 at the 42-yard line here. It's also, like you said, Coach Goebel, you're seeing a lot of fight from both teams. They know how important this game is, even in week 3. Snap, hand it off to Silas. Not much, if anything, there on that run. Host of Wildcats on that interior line making the stop. Led there by Shamar Smith. So Hoover will take a timeout with 40 seconds, and we will take it with him. Come on back for the end of our first half. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank, offering the latest digital tools and guidance, We take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke and Herbert Bank.
And we are back here. You were looking live, Husky Stadium.
And I want to apologize because I'm telling you right now, there's nobody here having more fun than I am. I don't know if I need to apologize for that. But
I don't think you need to, Coach Go. We got 40 seconds to go. Grigsby out of the shotgun, going to roll out. Still looking for a receiver, and he's going to be brought down. Right there, a big-time play by Colton Lusher.
Tell you what,
making that stop.
You know, that is a bad play as far as the play goes. Great decision on the quarterback, though, not to do anything that he shouldn't do.
Absolutely, but the time is ticking here, so
Yes,
for Hoover's chances in this half to get something going, they're going to have to do it right now. 12 seconds to go. 3rd and 17 here. Grigsby back to pass. Looks like we might have a holding. A couple of them flying out there, but Grigsby is going to fire it down the field. 2 Wildcats in coverage.
Nice arm on that young man. What was that, about 50, 60 yard throw right there? Wow.
Attempted to hit his man, Noshawn Hampton. Like you said, good arm there from Grigsby.
Wow.
That could be something that they kind of store in their memory banks for later in the football game. Maybe take a few more chances down the field. Like we said, we called a couple of holdings. We kind of spotted it as Grigsby was rolling out there. 1 second is what they're showing here on the clock in the stadium. That would give him one more chance to fling it down there deep there, Coach Goebel, though.
One more quick shout out. I'd like to say hello to Craig and his beautiful bride, Carolyn, watching the game in Oberlin, Ohio. We've got fans all over the place.
Oberlin, Ohio, right.
And also, by the way, Craig's last name is Goebel. Hey, little brother.
There must be a little relation there.
Yeah.
Now, Oberlin, is that near the water tower there, in Little Giants? Are we in that area there? That's Urbana, but still, Oberlin.
Yeah, pretty close. It's about 10 miles south of the lake up there. Beautiful place.
So Nitro is going to take a timeout here with a second to go in the half, and we're going to take it with them. Come on back for our final second here. Hoover 12, Nitro 7.
This is Ben Salango with Salango Law. Salango Law has earned a reputation for getting excellent results for our clients. With decades of experience handling thousands of cases, we know what it takes to deliver. Proudly voted Best in the Valley for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Charleston Gazette-Mail, Salango Law is deeply committed to giving back by investing in our community. From supporting local programs to making our region a better place to live, Salango Law is proud to be your trusted legal and community partner. Check us out at salangolaw.com.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Lester Reigns.
And we are back here for the final play, and Grigsby is just going to take a knee. So, Coach Goebel, they got us excited for all that. We've been a great first half.
Expecting a flurry of action there.
Great first half. Hoover with a 12-7 lead. Top 5 matchup here. Battle between what we thought was going to be 2 explosive offenses so far. Defenses have been really coming up strong. Like you said, a little consistency. Going to be an exciting second half, Coach Goebel, that's for sure.
Well, and I think, once again, Nitro hasn't played somebody like Hoover yet. And so they're both doing a good job holding each other down defensively,
Going to be an extremely exciting second half, that's for sure. And we'll have some updates coming to you from scores from around the state. We'll take a look at the scoreboard here throughout the third quarter and fourth quarters as well. But we're real excited here to bring you this action here from Husky Stadium on the campus of Herbert Hoover High School. Top 5 matchup, and we've got a dandy here, Coach Goebel. We're going to see more of this in the second half. Halftime score right now, Hoover 12, Nitro 7. We're super excited to bring it here to you. And we'll take a break here for halftime. We will come back. And it's going to be a dandy, Coach Goebel. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay, we offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades apprenticeship programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or gomart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100, or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
For more than 170 years, Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more. GoMart is your hookup for the football season. Visit the GoMart app or gomart.com to learn more. GoMart is the official convenience store of WVU Athletics.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to your school. And at Dutch Miller Auto, we're there with you. Because when we build on our young people, everybody wins. I'm proud to lead the way as we bring out the best in West Virginia. I'm Chris Miller, and enjoy the game.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Yeah, it's a rush.
What did you say? I'm sorry. Are we back? Okay. Alrighty, guys, we are back here. Coach Goebel, Blaine Smith in the saddle here. Second half, getting ready to start. Been a good first half, Coach Goebel. Top 5 matchup here in AAA between the Wildcats and the Huskies. Hoover, a little bit of that culture showing through in the first half with this 12-7 lead right now.
Yep.
What have you seen so far, Coach Goebel?
Well, I've been pleasantly surprised at how hard these guys are playing on both sides of the field. And not to be reiterating, but they have done a great job adjusting, like I said, to the ebb and flow of the game. You know, it's so easy for some of them just to lay down and do nothing, but they're always coming back and they're playing as hard as they can. And really surprised pleasantly at how well the defensive battle we've seen. I expected a lot more scoring than we have seen, especially out of Hoover, who likes to fill the air with footballs a lot of times. But they were playing against a very talented secondary, and of course they're having trouble handling the rush up front too.
Well, I think so far, Coach Goebel, we've seen 2 quarterbacks that are trying to prove themselves in a big ball game, and the offense has been a little bit more run dependent, but these defenses have been very quick up front.
Yes.
Despite the offensive lines looking dominant at times. I think we're going to see some more points here in the second half, that's for sure. Both times that these two teams have played, though, here in the last 2 meetings, scores have been very similar to what we're seeing here at halftime. Last year, Hoover won a 13-7 game over Nitro in overtime.
Right.
So far, we're at 12-7 here.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, once again, we're talking about the way the game is going. You know, it's just been bang, 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 stop and punt, bang, 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 stop and punt. You know, very few big plays, very few big gains offensively as they're going up and down the field.
Really, you could say the big plays so far have been by Blake Fisher on the Hoover side. Had the big run, and then had the face mask tacked on the end. Then he took it into the paint himself on the Wildcat quarterback run, and then has the big pass play along the sideline. Nitro to this point, Radcliffe and Porter have been kind of their guys in the run game.
Right.
They haven't necessarily got that consistency yet so far that you'd like to see. Coach Goebel, the one thing I do want to ask you here, though, real quickly is what are you trying to do if you are Nitro to kind of get this offense back in gear, considering how many points they've scored the first 2 weeks to what you've seen so far tonight?
Well, I talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the game, what I would do. First of all, you know, you go and you make your adjustments at halftime and everything. And one good thing about that, both of these coaches are do a really good job at adjusting at halftime. But you need to go back to your bread and butter, something that'll move you up the field methodically and try to get the ball in the end zone and get in a rhythm. That's the other thing. These defensives have played so well, they've held the offense out of the rhythm.
Yep.
You know, they can't get things done. And the other thing is that both of these teams need to adjust to is picking up blitzes. You know, and it amazes me how many, and I'm not condemning these guys, but it amazes me how many high school teams don't even work on picking blitzes up. And when I coached football in high school, we had a 15-minute period every day, and that's all we did was pick up blitzes.
Yeah, the pass pro's got to be extremely important, especially when you're facing these quick defensive lines that both these two teams have. You see the atmosphere here at Hoover, a little light show going.
Yeah.
You're going to have a great second half here along the Elk River. Coach Fields told me earlier in this week, though, Coach Goebel, that he wanted this game to be a game in the fourth quarter. Right now, he is getting what he wants so far through a first half.
Yes, he is.
And also, I think one thing that we've seen so far, they haven't taken plays off. He felt like that was something they did in the first 2 weeks of the season a little bit. They didn't play through every play.
Right.
Kind of took some plays off. They've got a lot to defend here, Coach Goebel, in the second half. The culture that they have, they've never lost a game in this stadium, 12-0 in this beautiful facility. Nitro is trying to make history tonight, and it's going to be a great second half. Cannot wait to bring it here with you, buddy.
And I hate to sound like a broken record. Don't forget, 2 botches on conversions.
Yes. Yeah. And that could end up being huge now because, like you said, Nitro doesn't even have to make their extra point here the next time to take the lead back.
Right.
Hoover chasing points a little earlier because of the encroachment penalty on that second touchdown. Decided to go for it. Bad snap. Fisher wasn't able to make the host of Wildcats miss in the backfield. And so 12-7 is our result right now.
Yeah, and when things are tough like this, you got to sit down and tell your players, look, you guys are playing hard. You know, we know you are. We know how badly you want to do this. You're doing a good job. You got to pump them up. And then the thing about it is that is really important when it gets down to times like this when the pressure is getting worse. Say, do your job. Don't worry about everybody else. Do what you are supposed to do and let your other 10 teammates do their job, and it will all go together and work.
You talked a little off the air about Belichick and how some people say he can't coach anymore at Carolina. He stressed to do your job with the Patriots all those years, winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, if all 11 guys are doing their job, a lot of good things can happen. The obligatory captains coming out for the second half to kind of just alert them of what's going to happen. We do know that Nitro got the ball first and went 3 and out, so Hoover gets the football back here. Really big opportunity for them, though, to put a little separation between them and the Wildcats here.
Yeah, and it's a genie in a bottle. If you could ever, as a high school coach, be able to figure out a way for all your guys to go 100 miles an hour every down. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know why it happens.
The secret sauce, Coach Goebel, right?
It's the secret sauce, buddy, and you will find that the teams that come out of contests like that are getting close to having some of the sauce. Yep. Most of the time they're playing the rear end off.
And both these teams want a little of that sauce.
Sure.
So they can find their way to Charleston here, go to a little farther down the interstate to get to Laidley Field, UC Stadium, for a big ball game in December, and they feel like this game here tonight could have implications on that due to
Absolutely.
the playoff routes
Right.
both teams can take. And Coach Gilby, you talked about Genie in a bottle. Don't make me start singing Christina Aguilera up here, okay? Now, so we don't want that at all.
I hear you, brother.
So here we go, second half here. Band was good at halftime, though. I thought, Coach Goebel. I'll say that, and was entertaining.
I'm still having more fun than anybody here.
Here comes Strickland here. He'll boot it away from the 40. End over end kick. Going to be returned at the 15, across the 20, to the 30, to the 35-yard line there. Nice return.
Lance Williams.
Lance Williams.
Way
You
to
got
go.
Lance Williams make some plays on offense, and his brother, Lance Williams Jr., is the guy that's had to go up against Deron Park. So
Exactly.
big night for the Williams family here on the Elk River.
Yeah, they've got some nice speed on both sides of the football. That's one reason they're playing with Nitro.
And that was one thing that Coach McKinney did say to me in our talk this week. He said, Hoover's got a lot of speed. And I think it was different for him seeing that on tape versus what he's seen the first 2 weeks. Bringing a man in motion there. Lance Williams actually was the man in motion. They'll hand it off. Not much there for Fisher, but he continues to move his legs. A whole host of Wildcats.
One adjustment you see right there, they lined up that time in an odd front with 5 down guys instead of 4.
Schaefer and Braylon Price on the stop along with Wide Sowers. A whole contingent of Wildcats went and flew to that ball carrier there. 2 yards. I feel like Hoover, though, has been playing a little slower in their tempo due to the numbers game. Nitro has a lot of depth on both sides of the football. Hoover, more your traditional high school team, playing a lot of guys on both sides of the ball.
You got a new quarterback, too. Doesn't have a lot of experience. He might be a little apprehensive about turning
Grigsby
him loose a whole
hands
bunch.
it off. Hands it off there. And Silvis going to be short of the first down. Had a nice little hole there, but got tripped up. We're going to have a third down and about 2 here. They're going to go quick now. Hands it off again to Silvis, and he's going to get stopped in the backfield. Nice stick right there by Landon Taylor on the Wildcats. There are some whistles being blown. We'll see what the call is. Big play here. If you are Nitro, and it's a legal substitution on Nitro. A nice stick by Taylor, but all for naught. Hoover gets the automatic first down. And they're moving the ball closer to midfield.
Got a little gift there.
It would have been an interesting decision there for Coach Fields there had the penalty not happened. Nonetheless, first down for the Huskies as they are on the 48-yard line here. Grigsby out of the gun. Back to pass. Has a man. Almost. A nice catch right there by Noshawn Hampton.
Tell you what, that young man has got some wheels. He can pick them up and get down the field. Very impressed with young
Nice
man.
coverage there by Colton Likens and Dawson Hill.
Absolutely. And, you know, they've taken some shots down the field, and give kudos to Nitro's defense. They've done a great job in coverage. Well, both sides have. That's why, hence, it's 12-7 right now.
Offenses have been plagued by penalties, but defenses have continued to make plays, and these are championship football teams. Although right there, I shouldn't have said that because now you got an offensive penalty, and like we've said all night, that's kind of been one of the issues here.
Yeah. So
that time, Gandy was the guilty party.
It's so frustrating as a coach to have that going. You know, Hoover's getting them rolling here. They're moving the football. Then here come the penalties.
And you can see Hoover trying to kind of slow this pace here a little bit. Clock not running, though. 10:27 here to go. First drive of the second half.
You better hurry up.
Looks like they're trying to lull the Wildcats to sleep here. 2. They do get it off in time. Grigsby allows the rush to come through. Fisher gets it. He's going to be brought down right there by a host of Wildcats. 3 or 4 guys on that play.
Come back to what we're talking about.
Taylor and Braylon Price again on the stop.
That defense isn't real big up front, but they do a good job getting to the football. They're quick.
Big play here for Nitro. 3rd and 15. You would think here Hoover not necessarily in 4-down territory. Although, you never know, if you get a nice play here, you could potentially get yourself into that situation. Bring the man in motion. Grigsby back to pass. He's going to roll out. Fires it across the field, and it's going to be intercepted by the Wildcats. Number 4 on the stop there. Antonio LaRose baited him into it. An interception.
Flag on the play.
Flag down. Didn't see when it was thrown, Coach Goebel, so not necessarily sure of any educated guess here.
That wasn't a very good decision for the young man, but he's done a good job tonight so far until now, not making those kind of mistakes.
Right. Trying to see the flag there. They did say it was on Nitro. Don't know if it was on during the return, and it was.
Blindside block.
Now that will kind of negate some of the field position that Nitro got off of that play, but the momentum is still there from the LaRose interception. Grigsby once earlier this game did that and threw it back into the middle and got a big play. This time throws it late across the middle and ends up getting intercepted. That's kind of the golden rule. You're not supposed to do that, Coach Goebel, and he paid for it this time.
Well, it's bad right now, but in the long run, it'll make him a better quarterback.
If you got to learn from your mistakes. Nitro out of the gun. Radcliffe, the ball carrier, and absolutely nothing there. Mighty Lopez, along with Silvis. The whole interior line there for the Huskies on that play was able to corral Radcliffe. Loss of a yard on that play. And it feels like Nitro early on was really getting some pops in that running game off the draw. But it's kind of been a little more tough sledding here over the last part of the second quarter there, and now beginning of the third quarter. 2nd and 11. Duffy rolls out, and there's another penalty flag on the play. False start on the Wildcats. Feel the crowd here at Husky Stadium getting involved.
And the ebb and flow rolls once again.
Yes. Herbert Hoover, 12-0 here at Husky Stadium. Have never lost a game at this beautiful new facility. You can see why the crowd definitely gets into it. It makes it a difficult place for the opponents to come and play, that's for sure. And it doesn't help that you've got some good athletes and some good players as well, too, for Hoover.
Sure. Well, it's like I said, it's wonderful how the whole community is involved here. They love the football here.
Beautiful facility, and you can see why. 2nd and 16 coming here from the 39 for the Wildcats. Duffy out of the gun. Thompson has man-on-man on the outside. Duffy goes, intends the pass there for Luke Schaefer. Not able to connect. Now a 3rd down and 16 coming.
Or as I like to say, 3rd in a cab ride.
Is it 2 blocks or 3, Coach Goebel? That's what I'd like to know right now. I know we had a few 3 blockers there last year. I don't think quite this one is.
Not too bad.
And you got to think the explosiveness Nitros has, though, with Thompson and Burnett. You feel like they've got an opportunity here, but yet have not been able to block up front well enough to allow Duffy time.
Huskies are going to play coverage here.
Back to pass, Duffy is, and incomplete. Attempted to hit his man Porter up the seam. But that ball falls harmlessly to the turf. And so it'll be a 4th down coming. Wildcats will have to punt yet again.
Brings up 4th down for the Wildcats.
8:29 here to go in the third quarter. You can see both teams defensively have kind of settled in as well and really making some big-time plays.
Yeah, and speaking of big-time plays, I think that's what's going to be the difference in this game.
So far, Blake Fisher's made a couple of them for Hoover. Porter back to punt. Gets that one away. Kind of a wobbler. Takes a check back, and it'll check up at the 42.
Looked like he was kicking a duck out of a blind.
Yeah, about 19 yards all the net was there. Yes, and so we will take ourselves a quick break here. You're watching high school football on HD Media Game Day.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to keep you going. Because every great hike starts with a little planning and a lot of snacks. We're proud to be part of your journey, rooted in West Virginia and built for the road ahead. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
Are you ready to unlock a future filled with remarkable pay, unbeatable benefits, and unparalleled satisfaction? Imagine embarking on a journey that offers you a college-level education without the weight of debt, all while earning a steady income. Look no further than the West Virginia Building and Construction Trades Apprenticeship Programs. Join us, and together, let's build a future that's brighter and stronger. Go to actwv.org to apply today. The West Virginia Building and Construction Trades, where the future is forged.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
We are back here on the banks. We could call it maybe not the banks of the Elk River, but in the Elk River Valley here, Coach Goebel. 12-7 Hoover with the lead, and they've got the football back after an interception. Got them nothing, and a big run up the middle there for Fisher. Blake Fisher's going to get a first down.
Nice ISO there. I was talking about earlier.
There is a flag down on the play, though.
Do you imagine that?
A lot of Wildcats clapping.
We're going to be in a different time zone by the time this thing's over with.
Been a lot of laundry on the field here lately. While they're taking a moment there to talk about it, Coach Go, we're going to give you a few scores here from Quad A. University up 55-6 on Buchanan Upshur.
Woo.
The Hawks are 2-0. The Pirates 0-2. GW and Midland, we have no score reporting right now. Huntington up 21-7 on Spring Valley. Parkersburg and Hurricane both 0-2, and it's 17-10. The Big Reds up at the half down in Hurricane. Martinsburg with a 70-60 win. They roll, although they have not had the start to the season that they would normally have had. And a penalty there for Hoover puts them in a tough position here to start this drive. 1st and 20. Greg back to pass there, and shotgun snap. Everyone on the Hoover sideline is clamoring for a face mask.
Yep, by the way, that down and distance is a Manhattan cab ride right there.
1st and 20, Manhattan.
Yeah.
They're talking about it here. Seeing a lot now of Fisher into the ball game here. They are going to call the face mask, it appears, on the Wildcats. So you get a penalty for you, then you give it right back. You'd imagine Coach Fields and the Huskies will take this, of course.
While we're waiting on this, I'll tell you something. This is petty on my part, but I love watching football games where all the guys have to have their pants pulled down over their knees.
It does look like we're not sporting the Miami look there that we've seen in some college games.
Craziest thing I've ever seen.
And an automatic first down there for Hoover on the face mask. So 1st and 10 from the 47.
They're saying 1st and 5.
I don't know why. They'll run that up in the middle. Becoming very, looks like dependent on a Blake Fisher running attack out of the quarterback position at least now, since Grigsby threw the interception.
Well, as people like to say, Nitro's defense is hunkering down.
Yes, they are. Most certainly no gain on that play, so 2nd and 5 now. Still not quite sure, Coach Goodwill, how we were starting with a 1st and 5 off of a penalty.
I have no idea. Makes my head hurt.
Yeah, typically you would think it would have been just automatic first down.
Single coverage up at the top of the formation.
Fisher's going to take the snap, and he's going to continue to churn his leg. He's going to get out close to the 45-yard line of Nitro, down to the 46, and he is going to get the first down.
You're starting to have some success with that. They're running that isolation play.
And it looks like to this point, Coach Goebel, I mean, like you said, isolation with the quarterback run game, it's tough to block that extra guy. Now, Grigsby does come back into the game now. I was going to say, it looks like that's kind of what Hoover's going to live and die on here offensively in the second half. Slowing it down with the tempo here.
It seems like they're not comfortable putting the ball in the air.
Grigsby will take it out of the shotgun here. He will hand it off to Silvas. He's going to batter his way up in there for about 2 to 3 yards.
They're going to chew as much clock as they can.
Absolutely. Our third quarter clock is churning here. 6:20 and counting. Doubt that the ball will be snapped before we get under 6 minutes here, so we'll be halfway through the quarter. At this point, if you're Hoover and you got the lead and you got the football with some momentum, being able to hold them off of getting any points off the interception, you got to feel pretty good. And I'll hand it off yet again here to Silvas. Xavier Patterson in on the stop. No gain on the play.
I believe that was an attempted trap play right there.
Both defensive lines have absolutely been the differences so far in this football game. Not allowing any rhythm at all. 3rd and 8 coming here for the Huskies. Nitro does have some hands on some hips, though, despite all that depth out there. They're sucking a little wind. Play clock under 10 here. Grigsby takes the snap. Tunnel screen, and Hernandez does not catch the football. He was absolutely lit up by Antonio LaRose, though. He's going to have nowhere to go anyway.
Yep. Stonewalled there. Good position by the defense.
And we'll bring up a punt here.
I'm telling you.
So the Huskies will bring out Durenberger yet again.
I really wouldn't be surprised if we...
You thinking a fake here, Coach Go?
Yeah, I don't see a block before the end of the game. It's been off.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nitro already does have 1 extra point blocked in this game. We've got a whistle. Bunch of confusion on both sides there with substitutions, some for Hoover and for Nitro.
Might be an equipment problem.
5:24 here to go in the third quarter. A 4th and 8 at the 44 here for the Huskies. They're with a low snap. Is able to get it away, and it will angle into the end zone. Thought there for a second you might have got the coffin corner down, but did not quite get it.
Good choice on the return man to let that roll in there.
And so a touchback for the Huskies. And we're going to take a break here. You're watching high school football on HD Media Game Day. Come on back for more action. Top 5 matchup. We'll be back.
Calendar notifications, emails, texts. These are all distractions. They take your attention away from the road, away from stoplights, sudden braking, and unexpected hazards. Distracted driving is dangerous to you and others. And if you're caught with a phone in your hand, it will cost you a minimum of $100. Or even worse, it could cost a life. Keep yourself and others safe on the road. You drive, you text, you pay. This message is brought to you by the West Virginia Governor's Highway Safety Program.
You tell yourself it's fine, that it'll pass, but injuries take you out of the game. Injuries are inconvenient, but so is missing the things you love. Real strength isn't pushing through, it's choosing to heal. At Generations Physical Therapy, we help you recover with purpose, so you're not just back, you're better. Call today for a free consultation. Your comeback starts now.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Pretty good.
Yeah. And we are back here at Husky Stadium. Top 5 matchup here in AAA. The Wildcats number 4 and the Huskies number 5. Hoover 1-1 on the season, Coach Goebel. And you feel like that game against Independence they played earlier this year might come in big time for them here today because they do have a battle-tested nature already.
I think so.
Comes Duffy, hands it off. Nowhere to go on that gain at all for Ratcliffe.
He came virtually in there and virtually unblocked.
Big play right there by Hollins for Hoover.
Yeah, they forgot to block him. It usually doesn't turn out very well.
Cannot let guys run free into that backfield, that is for sure.
I'm telling you, right there is what I'll be going with. Single coverage once again.
2nd and 12, Duffy back to pass. Throws it to Malachi Thompson, who gets it and absolutely is swarmed by the Huskies.
I'll tell you another thing, too, and I know how good they are at this. Flag on the play. How good they are at this. The coaching staff that Hoover has, I'm sure they scouted every single iota of what's going on. You know.
And really, you could say Michael Taylor has really done a great job on Malachi Thompson today. And, you know, Coach Fields told me prior to the game, you know, they did a really good job on him the last couple of years, not allowing him to do hardly anything because they had a guy who they felt could cover him one-on-one.
Right.
And I think he left out that Michael Taylor was probably going to be that guy tonight who could do that for him.
Yeah.
Because in 2 games against Hoover, Malachi Thompson has not done much at all in his career. Only has 4 catches. Now, he's got a few slip screens tonight, but has not really been able to get deep on anything to this point in time. So penalty on Nitro on Deron Parks, number 77, the guilty party. The big young man going to Florida State next year.
Those poor linemen, everybody picks on them.
They're the only ones that seem to get called out all as much as they do, Coach Goebel. That is for sure. Back to pass. Duffy will throw it deep down the sideline. And it's going to be complete. What a catch right there.
Well, you know what? I don't remember whether it's me or not, but somebody's been talking about single coverage up at the top of the field all evening long.
Taking a chance deep down the field. Jaleel Burnett with a big catch there.
That was a well of a catch.
Absolutely huge. Right around midfield there. Gain of 29 yards for Nitro on a 3rd and 12. Really a big momentum boost for Nitro. Now they got to keep it rolling here. It's the first time Hoover's been beat on that single coverage in a long time. Now they hand it off. Not much, if anything, on the run there from Ratcliffe. Again, Mighty Lopez and Tristan Schaefer in on the stop.
Mighty Lopez is such a consistent player. He does the right things all the time, you know. I'm talking about guys going 100 mile an hour and doing the right thing all the time. He's a great example of that.
Absolutely been a stalwart in the middle of that Hoover defense today. 2nd and 9. Duffy in the shotgun will roll out and fires it deep down the sideline there. Intended receivers lose Schaefer, but way high. And so now Nitro with a 3rd and 9 here. Got the big play.
Got a holding penalty on the Wildcats.
Little conversation coming here. A lot of vuvuzelas there from World Cup fame. You can hear them here in the crowd here at Husky Stadium. The cowbells, they come in full force here.
Yeah.
Little conversation there between the officials. We'll see what the call is. It is holding, like you said, Coach Goebel. And he had another penalty being declined there by Hoover. They declined the last one, and Nitro made him pay. Let's see what happens this time. Huge play in this football game.
Big play.
As we approach the 3-minute mark here
now what?
of the 3rd quarter. More conversations between the officials. And I think Coach Fields is saying, maybe I didn't want to decline that penalty. Yeah, I think he's saying, yeah, I want that penalty. Now, question is, did one of the players say they didn't want it? And we'll see what happens here, but it looks like they're going to march them back.
Holding on the offense, correction. Penalty will be accepted. Team out penalty, previous spot, 3rd down.
So a correction made by the officials. I think the correction was on accepting the penalty because I'm pretty sure they did say it was a holding on the offense
and I think
initially.
This is a 3rd and a train ride right here. No, 2nd and a train ride.
A train ride, not
it's way
not
down
a Manhattan cab ride. Okay.
That's right, man.
I guess when it's 1st down, you can be in a cab ride, but if it's 2nd down, it's a train ride. Is that right?
Well, if it's that long, it is.
2nd and 19 here coming. So a lot of conversation from our officiating crew here tonight. 3:24 to go, and here comes Duffy out of the gun. Back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and hits his man right across the middle.
He dropped it.
Dropped the ball. Had him.
He was as wide open as 7-Eleven on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's about as wide open as it gets there, and Tyke Porter unable to haul it in. It was a nice throw there by Duffy, a little behind him, but you got a ball that you got to bring in there if you're Porter, especially when you're trying to move the football here in a big game, tight one as we approach the 4th quarter.
Well, you know, both of these quarterbacks have had heat on them all night long, and they for the most part, have done a pretty good job with what's going on here.
You see the dog pound getting riled up, and a timeout for Nitro, and we will take it with them. Come on back. You're watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
And we are back here at Husky Stadium. Nothing but a G thing playing throughout the crowd. They're getting riled up. Here comes Duffy. Little quarterback run. He throws it off a pop pass. Massive confusion there. Had the receiver a little bit confused, it looked like there. Radcliffe.
Having a tough time picking up all the different blitzes they're throwing at him now.
Been a lot of exotic looks here from Joey Fields and this Hoover staff. And they will punt the football here, 4th and 19. A lot of punting today for Nitro. And yet another one here with 3:10 to go in the 3rd quarter. Coach Goebel, we got another score there for you. Hedgesville, Morgantown, the Mohegans up 52-0. And in the 3rd quarter, Woodrow Wilson leads Parkersburg South 10-7 there. St. Albans and Riverside going at it down there in Bell, and Riverside with a 16-0 lead on the Red Dragons. I'm sure the Nitro fans don't mind that score at all. Spring Mills with a 40-0 lead on the Connellsville, Pennsylvania Falcons there, Coach Goble. We got the actual nickname as well. And Liberty, Maryland with a 14-0 lead on Washington. Punt is back. And absolutely a rock at that time. Off the foot of Porter.
Wow. That was a bad snap. They almost got in there to block that thing.
And probably his best kick of the night. There from the punter for the Wildcats. I don't think they plan on using one all that often this season, but they've had a bunch of punts tonight in this top 5 matchup in AAA. It has been a dandy so far if you like defense.
Yeah, and
good hitting out there,
once
Coach Goble.
again, I would go back to what I was talking about earlier. You know, what are the 3 best running plays and the 3 best passing plays that we have that we think could help us and that the kids like to run?
Kind of just want to simplify things a little bit here if you're on both sides.
Just
try and let the players make a big play, right?
Try to get a little momentum here, you know.
Has not been much of it here in the third quarter. Scoreless so far, 3:03 to go third quarter. Hoover with the football, 1st and 10 at the 26. Grigsby back to pass. He will evade the rush and will throw it along the sideline. Incomplete. Was attempting to hit his receiver down there, Sam Key.
Pass is incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10.
And Blake Fisher in that area. Yet neither one really had a good opportunity to catch a football. Big opportunity here for Nitro, I would think, Coach Goble, to flip this field position here potentially.
Absolutely.
If you can get a big 3 and out here.
Like I said earlier in the game, one big play is going to determine the outcome of this.
Been a chess match to this point in time in the football game. Both defenses to this point in the third quarter have won that match. And the play clock rolling, but yet another conversation between the officials here. And wondering if nothing ends up happening off that conversation. I was curious if since no intentional grounding, there was 2 guys in the area, but yet conversation needed to be had between the officials. So 2nd and 10 here at the 26. Grigsby in the gun. Hands it off, and there is absolutely nothing there. Xavier Patterson continuing to wreak havoc there on the defense for the Wildcats.
They attempted to run a trap there, and the pulling guard did not get out there fast enough to make a block on the edge.
Brought down by number 10, Shamar Smith.
The quickness of Shamar, he got underneath the trap block,
Shamar
made
Smith,
the play.
Cohen Lusher, and Xavier Patterson, all 3 of those young men for Nitro in this new 3-front defense have been absolutely outstanding tonight. The Wildcats trying to get this 3 and out here. A 3rd and 10 here to go. Grigsby back to pass. Fires it right across the middle. Completion there to no Sean Hampton. And we had a gentleman down here below us just kept saying, middle's open, middle's open. Well, he was right, Coach Goble.
Yes, he was.
Wide open there, and Grigsby made him pay.
Yep, that's what I was talking about earlier. You start bringing that pressure and open up that middle, makes a difference.
In that situation, Coach Goble, curious, Grigsby necessarily has been, up and down today, a little roller coaster.
Right.
Do you make that easy on him by allowing the pressure so he can pick it out so easily, or would you run coverage?
Well, and a lot of times with a young quarterback too, you haven't spent a lot of time teaching him how to read defenses yet. So a lot of times what we call just tag the receiver and tell him, whatever it is, Pro 81, throw it to John.
Mm-hmm.
Takes all the heat off of him. If he's not open, throw it away. And then as they gain more experience, gradually you can tell them to look at different guys and everything.
Well, Hampton was the primary read there, and he was absolutely the right decision there as he was wide open. But another penalty on Hoover, and so now it'll be a first and 15 now. They move back some, and like you said, it's been like this all night, Coach Gould, but it is early in the season and in a big game, so there's a lot of jitters, I think, on both sides, nervous, anxious energy, and you've seen that on the offenses especially in the offensive line play tonight?
Well, one of the things that I learned, I'll tell you after the play here.
Grigsby out of the gun, and we got another penalty coming there, Coach Goebel.
I had the opportunity to work in University of Alabama's football camp, and I actually got to spend a few minutes with Coach Saban talking about things. And one of the things that always stuck in my mind, he said, hardest thing to teach players, one of the hardest things is each play has a life of its own, okay? And when that play is over, it's gone. And you got to move on to the next one and don't worry about the last one.
So far to this point, you feel like both teams have done a decent job of that or have struggled?
Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah.
But, it's just, like I used to tell my players, FIDO means forget it, drive on.
Yeah. Continue to push forward. Grigsby back to pass. Does have a man. Had a step there, did Henderson. Did Hernandez, but incomplete.
That was one of the few times tonight, too. He had clean pocket, great protection right there.
And so, Coach Goebel, you brought up having a little bit of time with Coach Saban. Do you think to this point, and one of his favorite phrases is the rat poison. Do you think to this point in time, Nitro, maybe a little bit of the rat poison right now, or do you think it's more been about what Herbert Hoover's done to this point in time?
Now, I really don't know, and I've coached high school kids for years, and they're so impressionable. One of my old coaches told me, he said, you can get them, and I probably already talked about this, you can get them ready to play, everything in place, perfect practice and everything. High school kids, that ball goes off that tee, you don't know what's going to happen.
Toe meets leather, you never know. It is 1st and 30, Coach Goebel, so I'm going to say it's going to be 2 Manhattan blocks, and that's going to be a run up the middle there for Fisher.
You might have to call that a voyage.
A journey, a quest there
journey,
for the Hoover offense on this drive. Fisher does get a few yards there, gets about 6 of them back. Patterson on the stop, and so we have a 2nd and 24 here coming for Hoover.
Could be a second in a Mississippi boat, riverboat ride.
Time is a-ticking right now. We are just under 40 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hoover with that kind of change-up tempo. They're ready to go, but yet they don't let you know when they're ready to go.
Yep.
And they try and catch you off, kind of lull you to sleep a little bit defensively. 5 seconds to go here on the play clock. 3, 2, and they don't get it off. Either that or a timeout being called. And it is going to be a timeout called by the Huskies.
The only thing when you're playing the clock like that, there's always a possibility it'll wind up where it hurts you, but they're doing a good job at chewing it up now.
And to have to burn a timeout there in the 3rd quarter is not what you want to do. We will take a timeout with them. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
It's the saucy summer of barbecue at Tudor's. Tender pulled pork, smothered in 3 delicious new sauces. Sweet teriyaki, savory and thick. Carolina Gold, tangy and bold. Honey sriracha, hot and spicy. Topped with our creamy coleslaw. Sweet teriyaki, Carolina Gold, honey sriracha. Tudor's Biscuit World's pulled pork barbecue is bursting with flavor. Awesome sauce.
West Virginia is home. It's where we work, live, and raise our families. At the heart of our communities are West Virginia hospitals and their compassionate caregivers. From life-saving treatments and emergency care to wellness support and screening services, we are improving your quality of life through extraordinary achievements and amazing results. West Virginia Hospitals. Your health is the heartbeat of our communities.
I'm Chris Miller, and I'm proud to sponsor productions like this one that showcase the best of this great state. School pride runs deep here. Friday night lights, crowded gyms, packed auditoriums. It's what makes this such a great place to live and work. So be true to you.
And we are back here. Last play, I believe, presumably of the 3rd quarter, Coach Goebel, and it's a sack. Grigsby brought down by a host of Wildcats. Lusher, the main man on the stop. And so that will end our 3rd quarter. We are exactly where we started it this half. 12-7, Hoover with the lead over the Wildcats. Top 5 matchup here in Class AAA. And like you said, Coach Goble, been a slobber knocker here from the start.
Yes, it has. I mean, the defensive battle ensues.
And it's continued to be so. And so going to have a little light show, it appears, here at Hoover. We'll give you some scores here from around AAA tonight. Bridgeport with a 42-7 lead over East Fairmont in the third quarter. Fairmont Senior last night with a 63-13 win over Preston. The Polar Bears do some impressive things. You got a little Tom Petty here in the crowd, a little light show. Gotta love the atmosphere here at Hoover, Coach Google.
Yeah, it's great.
This is pretty special here. Saying we're not going to back down.
When I was in high school, they couldn't have done this because nobody had a phone. You had to would have used actual torches.
Right.
Looked like they were looking for the Wolfman or something.
And you know, I'll tell you what, for a high school atmosphere, pretty cool. And you got to love
yeah, it's awesome.
Using Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers here a little bit. And one of these teams is going to absolutely be heartbroken when they make that drive home tonight, feeling like they let one slip away because both teams have had great opportunities so far, Coach Goble. What's going to be the key here in the fourth quarter?
Just persistence, you just got to stay after it, keep bang, bang, Like the great Nick Saban said, one play at a time. It's got a life of its own. When it's over, you got to get cranked up and concentrate and apply everything you have to the next play.
Get ready for the next one.
And when it's over, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You got to live in the moment all the time.
Have to love the knowledge there from Coach Saban. He brings it on game day with McAfee.
Oh yeah.
Don't have it in Morgantown, unfortunately, because of some events last week. Should be a good show again in Knoxville this weekend.
I had not met him, and we were out on the practice field, and he came walking by and had his entourage.
Did he have the straw hat on, Coach Goble?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
He came by with his entourage, and I waved. I yelled at him. I said, Coach Saban. He just kind of waved at me and kept walking. I said, I'm from West Virginia.
He stopped.
Stopped, turned around, came back, introduced himself to me, and asked me how everything was at home.
You gotta love it.
Yep.
You love it. And, Coach Goble, talked about this in the opening here. When I had the opportunity to talk with Coach Fields this week, he said we want it to be a fourth quarter fight. Well, he's got it to the fourth quarter as a fight. He talked about this being the best atmosphere in high school football in West Virginia. I believe it might just be.
Oh, yeah.
And he talked about making every play count and playing hard. And I can tell you this much right now. There might be some consistency issues. There might be some penalties. But Hoover has played hard. So has Nitro. It's been an outstanding fight to this point.
Yeah, there has not been, to this point, there has not been anything happen good or bad to either team where they're not trying. The effort has been incredible for both sides. And that's what it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. He talked about being able to block up front. And to this point, I think Hoover, despite all the accolades on the Nitro offensive line and having the D1, recruit in Duran Parks going to Florida State, I feel like Hoover might have slightly won the battle there in the trenches.
Well,
and really it's been two big plays by Blake Fisher for the Huskies that have allowed this game to get where it's been. Going to be interesting to watch these final 12 minutes and see what happens.
Well, Nitro and Hoover's staff both do a couple great things. One thing is preparation, and the other thing that they do real well, you can tell, is adjusting. They've spent this whole game, shutting down things, then switching stuff up and figuring out what's going on and everything, especially defensively where they're just stonewalling each other,
It's absolutely been that way to this point. We've got a 3rd and 33 here now to start the quarter. Not necessarily your ideal situation here for Hoover.
That might be a New River rafting trip, 3rd and 33.
Sounds like a country album.
There you go.
3rd and 33. Yeah. Maybe a Morgan Wallen song could be brought out of this. And so here we go. Grigsby going to try and buy some time here, and he's going to just run with it. Crosses the 30. Gets out to about the 34-yard line. Got some of that real estate back and going to make it a little less painful when you have to punt on that field position game. Hoover has had the better end of Nitro here over the last quarter of a
They're really going to need
century now.
They're going to really going to need a good punt here. Let's see if the other shoe will do the job.
And Durenberger has been a weapon here for Hoover in the punt game. Hoover is 11-5 over Nitros since 2000. And the Wildcats have not picked up a win against the Huskies since 2018. And Coach Goble, you've been calling for a block all night. They didn't get that one.
Man, it was close.
And it checked back up there right at the 36-yard line. So Nitro will go to work there.
Pretty good job flipping the field considering where the kick was from.
You got to feel, though, if you're Nitro there, the penalties, you're able to get the football back. You're still down only a possession. Like you've talked about numerous times tonight, the conversions being missed by Hoover puts them in a precarious spot right now. And one big play, and the Wildcats have all that explosiveness, could get them back to lead here in this football game.
Absolutely.
So 11:43 to go. Ian Duffy, the Cabell Midland transfer.
Playing man under defense here. Tough to throw one.
Cowbell are ringing in full force here. Duffy back to pass. Little screen pass out of the backfield there. Hits his man Porter. Scat back, gets a few before being shoved out of bounds. You got to think here, if you're Nitro, you got to get the ball into your playmakers' hands. And to this point in time in this game, that has been a little bit of a problem for them.
Well, and the other thing that you got to think about, too, is this is the time when the conditioning will make a difference.
Yep. And, you know, and we talked about it all night, Nitro playing a lot of guys on both sides of the football. Hoover, not as many, but maybe they're the ones who put a little more work in the summer in those hills in July. A lot of heart here on the field tonight. We're going to have some laundry coming up there. I believe it's going to be on the Huskies. We'll see what the call is.
It's offsides. That right there, my man, is a product of getting tired.
Yep.
Can't concentrate as well.
The focus is being lost just a little bit. You're not able to control your body just enough.
It comes back to conditioning, you know.
And Nitro's got a big offensive line. They've been trying to lean on them all game with a lot of runs. You think maybe in the fourth quarter a couple of those really pop here. 2nd and 3 coming at the 43-yard line. Duffy out of the gun. Back to pass. Spins out. Throws it. And it's going to be tipped and intercepted by the Hoover Huskies. Mikhail Taylor gets down to the 40 and a big play there. Ian Duffy makes a mistake, and we talked about it, Coach Goble. Ball security and decision-making from these quarterbacks trying to prove themselves could be the key in this game. And now Hoover's got the football back.
And like I said, it's going to be decided by a big play.
And that was a big play right there, a tip pass over the middle. Duffy trying to make something happen and throws it to a receiver who gets his hand on it, but yet lets it hang up in the air, and Taylor's able to come underneath it and make a big play. Are you taking a shot here if you're Hoover right off the bat here?
Yes, I would.
See if you can get Hernandez. They've attempted to go there a few times. And a face mask on Nitro. That's twice now tonight, Coach Goble, that after a big play, there's been a tacked on 15-yarder on Nitro, giving Hoover the ball essentially in the red zone. So those are big-time penalties right now, and things that the Wildcats are going to have to improve upon if they're going to want to be a team that makes a run to Charleston at Laidley Field. You can see Hoover, that culture has just kind of been able to grind this football game out to this point.
Well, and we're going to see if Nitro can hunker down and do the job again here.
They've been doing a great job on defense.
Yes, they have.
The whole second half. Really all night. Like we said, they were put in a bad spot there on the opening drive with a big run and a penalty, and now sort of the same here with a penalty off of the interception. Grigsby hands it off and absolutely met in the hole and driven back.
Driving it down there and trying to get
Xavier Patterson just absolutely stood him up.
they were trying to get Silvas there that time to kick the end out, walking down and kicking out. He did a good job, and he scraped too fast in there.
And LaRose finished the blow, and so now after a 2-yard run, it'll be a 2nd and 8 here for the Huskies.
Well, like we talked about all evening, we've seen some really good defense on both sides of the ball.
And Hoover has made this a 4-quarter fight. That was what Coach Joey Fields wanted to do this week, and he has been able to execute that plan. Grigsby back to pass, and that one will skid away. So now a 3rd down coming here for the Huskies. Now, what are you trying to do here, Coach Gill, with your Hoover in this situation?
Well, I would try to get some of it back. You know, like I said, one of my favorite things, run some guys off deep, then put somebody in a crossing route, or maybe throw a delay to one of the backs. The things you have to deal with, though, and I'm sure one reason they're not throwing deep a lot is they're not. He's getting some time to throw, but not a lot of time. You know what I'm saying?
We've got a whistle here. A timeout by Hoover. That will be their second timeout, and we will take it with them. Come on back. We got the remainder of this fourth quarter to go. It's 10:38 left. Hoover with a 12-7 lead. You're watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.
Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston is West Virginia's only Acura dealer. Test drive an Acura to see what precision-crafted performance is all about. Come in and see how Lester Raines Acura makes the difference in your shopping experience. We work out your financing so you can sit back and enjoy your new car. At Lester Raines Acura, it's not just about selling the vehicle, it's about service after the sale. Stop by or visit us online. Lester Raines Acura of South Charleston.
Before you hit the hiking trails with your crew, make a quick stop at your local Little General convenience store. We've got the snacks, drinks, and gas to.
And we are back here at Husky Stadium, a big 3rd down and 8. Quarterback run, and he's going to get tripped up.
Hey,
not a whole lot at all on that run.
Is that the first penalty this evening? There's a flag on the field.
I don't think it's the first penalty of this evening, Coach. I don't think it's even the first penalty of this drive.
Those guys need to get a rubber band hooked to their flag, so when they throw it, it'll just come back to their hand and put it back in their pocket.
Make it a little easier. You don't have to bend down as often, right? And a delayed game call.
I thought it was a hold.
Okay.
Maybe both.
Right, possibly. Now, if I'm Nitro and if I can decline this, I'm definitely declining this penalty. You have about a 4th and 7. But I think you're right there, though. Adding the additional 10, moving them back, 3rd and 18 now.
You know, one thing we were talking about quarterbacks and all these people that are armchair quarterbacks and stuff. Let me tell you what. You had no idea what kind of athlete and what kind of mind you have to play that position.
It's probably the hardest position in all sports, you'd imagine.
Sure it is. And there's a lot of guys that don't have the capability psychologically to handle that job.
Here comes Grigsby out of the gun, 3rd and 18. They bring the rush. Tries to hit his man Hampton there in the middle of the field, unable to do so. Behind him a little bit. So now you got a 4th down and 18. And it'd be interesting to see what Coach Fields does here. You could potentially go for the coffin corner punt here and get a lot of field position to put Nitro in a really tough spot. Or you go for it, and I think they are going to punt the football here.
Yeah, I had a lineman who was giving my quarterback a hard time in practice one day saying he couldn't do anything. So I told my lineman, said, you hop back there. What? You beat the quarterback for a few downs here. Let me see how you can do it.
See how it works out. It's definitely one of the more difficult positions in all sports. And to do it well, even harder. So a 4th and 18 coming, and Duringer back to punt.
I don't know.
Pretty good kick there, but it's going to be fielded at the 20 to the 25, across the 30 to the 40 to the 50. He's got a whole convoy of Wildcats in front of him. Touchdown, Nitro.
No flags.
And you talked about it, special teams. Special players making big plays in a huge moment.
Not to repeat myself or anything, but I told you a big play will probably decide this. Of course, we got a ways to go yet there, Ray.
Oh, absolutely. 10:08 to go, but Nitro does hop back up in front on the punt return.
Talking about some jets. Wow, he was moving.
An absolutely massive return right there from Porter, the sophomore He's got a little electricity behind him. Now, this is an interesting call here. If you're Nitro, it appears they are going to kick it here. Strickland will come on.
You say there was a penalty?
No penalties this time, Coach Goebel.
Okay.
He said Porter on the return.
Oh, okay.
And the sophomore
That's
took that one back
what I
about
thought.
85 yards to the house. A huge momentum shift. Strickland with the extra point. It is up, and it is good. And Nitro now with a 14-12 lead in this football game. Blake Fisher's had 2 big plays for the Huskies. Nitro's had a couple of big plays. That one right there from Porter. And here we go.
Well, if somebody asked me something like that, well, how does that happen like that? I said, that's one of those things where it's peck, 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 bang. And there you go.
And almost the punt by Duringer was so good that he almost outkicked the coverage down there. When Porter made the one guy miss and slipped through the tackle, was able to get back to the far side, it was pretty much curtains for the Huskies coverage unit.
Hey, you know what? And it drives me crazy. What coaches don't understand, it's a third of your game. You can make so much happen so fast when you have plays like we just saw, you know.
And there's going to be a bunch of big plays coming up. We are going to take a break here. Wildcats 14, Huskies 12. You're watching high school football on HD Media Game Day.
Are things in your home not working the way they should? Air conditioner no longer cooling? No hot water? How about that annoying dripping faucet that just won't stop dripping? Remember Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has been serving the area for more than 60 years. Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling has the most professional technicians standing by to address all of your needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So remember, Mullen Plumbing, Heating and Cooling. Call us today and schedule your in-home service or schedule online at mullenplumbing.com.
Here, because you got Joey here. Joey B's here. And we are back here at Husky Stadium. Connor Strickland with the boot. And it'll be fielded by Noshawn Hampton. He's at the 10 to the 20. He's trying to repeat what Porter just did at the 30 to the 40. Cross it to the 50. He is brought down by Connor Strickland. Ball came loose on the play.
Oh, no.
And I believe Nitro may have got on it. We got both sides pointing. Does look like Huskies. Does look like Herbert Hoover was able to get onto that football. But a great return there by Hampton sets up Hoover now in a great position here on offense with 9:52 to go. He was trying to strike back and say anything you can do, I can do better to Tyke Porter.
They are very fortunate to not have lost that ball as well.
Absolutely. It did look like there was more Wildcats in the vicinity there than there were Huskies, but Herbert Hoover able to pounce on it. And 9:52 to go here. Ball is in Nitro territory. At the 48, here comes Grigsby out of the gun. Back to pass. Able to evade the rush. And fires that one down toward the sideline. Attempted to hit his man, Noshawn Hampton.
Keep in mind here, field goal wins the game.
It absolutely does, and Duringer does have a bit of a leg. Despite the 2 missed opportunities at PATs, 1 was blocked. They went for a 2 on the other one. There is a whistle, a little conversation here. I think there might be a... Didn't make that out, Coach Goebel. What was being said there? We have an injured... We had an injured Husky there on the sideline there and was able to get up there.
I believe it was the proverbial leg cramp.
Yeah. Although not as bad as you'd think this time of year. Really beautiful evening here in the Elk River Valley.
That's what's going on. He's got the leg cramps.
Yep, got a little cramp there. And that's kind of a big deal, though, for Hoover there, that Noshawn Hampton, one of their best receivers right now, out with these cramps because they need a guy who can make an explosive play. Hoover's went away from the run game here a little bit toward the latter end of the third quarter, Coach Goebel. I mean, you would think this is what they probably would need to look to try and do here to move the football, especially with good field position.
Right. And the good thing for Hoover right now, they got plenty of time. We got 9 minutes left in this game yet. And it's whoever's going to, like I said, get the big play, and whoever's wheel is going to break first, because these guys are really going after it. And in my eyes, they're both playoff level football teams.
I'd say better than playoff level, Coach Goebel. I think these 2 teams could be potential teams to try and take out Bridgeport.
That's
coming
true.
back up to in Charleston here coming the beginning of December. Some scores to go around here for you. John Marshall with a 26-14 lead over Bel Air, Ohio. Kaiser up 14-12 on Robert C. Byrd at the half. Elkins with a 48-19 lead in the fourth quarter over Lewis County. The Ripley Vikings 38-0 lead at halftime over Lincoln County. North Marion with a 20-0 lead over Philip Barber. Oak Hill and Princeton in a battle there, and the Tigers with a 49-14 lead on the Red Devils. Nicholas County with a 30-8 lead over Shady Spring down there in the Beckley area, and Winfield with a 35-6 lead on South Charleston. The Black Eagles struggling a little bit on offense in this one, and now we're back to action here. 2nd and 10, Grigsby out of the gun, and he's going to be absolutely swarmed right there by the Wildcats. This time it's Caden McAllister, the man to bring him down, and Grigsby is down on the field.
And the thing about that you will notice on that is pure will right there. That was 4 down linemen. They dropped everyone else into coverage, had the 4 down defensive linemen that created all that havoc on the quarterback.
They all met at the quarterback there, Coach Goebel, but Caden McAllister gets credit for the sack. But we got a 3rd and 19 now coming after that.
That's a cab ride.
Havoc play made by the Wildcats, and Coach Goebel says a cab ride. 3rd down and 19. You think here if you're Hoover, you're trying to get half of it back to go for it on 4th down, or are you thinking maybe we punt the football here and try and play defense? Here comes Grigsby. Back to pass. Xavier Patterson providing the heat. Does complete the pass, but great coverage by Antonio LaRose on the stop.
And what we were talking about earlier, Nitro is turning up the intensity now. You know.
Only a gain of 2, and you know Coach Gilby brought this up earlier. They hadn't been in a fight yet.
Yeah, right.
They're in a fight now, and it looks like they're kind of responding to it.
They are now, yeah.
A lot of time for Herbert Hoover, though.
They've realized how tough this is going to be all evening, and they have responded real well.
The clock is ticking here, 8:20 to go. Durenberger will be back to punt. Last time, Porter took it all the way to the house. Let's see what happens this time. There is a penalty flag down. And a false start on the Huskies. So they'll move them back another 5 yards.
What is happening here? The Huskies are getting a little shaky right now, you know.
Big moment in the game.
Right.
You do have the home crowd. They talked about riding the wave. They rode it early. Coach Fields wanted to make it a fourth quarter fight. So far to this point, they have.
And once again, getting a little bit tired. Puts the law in concentration a little bit.
But also, Nitro circled this game on their calendars back in January when they started lifting. And that's a good punt by Duringer.
Real nice.
Going to let it check up, and it's going to go right on about to the 25, across the 26-yard line. So 8:02 to go. The Wildcats are going to take the football back here with a 2-point lead.
Now the Wildcats will be chewing some clock.
You got to think here if you're Nitro, you got to be running the ball behind number 77, big old Deron Parks, the Florida State
I certainly
commit. I would imagine that would be the guy I would be running behind for the next 8 minutes here if you can.
And I would line up with 2 backs, and I'd have a fullback running right behind him, blocking for the tailback.
Coach Goebel's used to the old school of football. Right, they're going to toss it this time. They do go to Parks. There is a penalty flag that's thrown. Thrown in the area, Coach Goebel. I think we've got an idea what this might be. We'll see what the call is, though.
Oh, boy.
Looks like Nitro is moving back. Coach Goebel, I've heard, you know, you can call holding on every play in a game. So do we think that that's we're getting to that point right now, right?
Yeah, it's they do. Everybody holds every play.
Tough job for officials. Do you think this game maybe tonight, though, has been with all the eyeballs, maybe a little more scrutiny in terms of trying to make these guys be a little more technically sound, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it depends on what crew you have, I guess. I don't know
right.
how that.
Right.
But I know one thing that I do believe. I'll tell you here in a minute.
Here comes Duffy out of the gun. He's going to move around in that soccer keeper's goal box back there, and he's going to fling it around him and attempt to just get it to Porter. They're asking for intentional grounding, but I don't think there's any way. Porter was definitely in the area. So, Coach Goebel, what was your thought there?
We're talking about officials, and and I dealt with them for years, but it really irks me when somebody says, well, we got cheated. That really burns my rear end.
Unless it's West Virginia basketball, Coach Go. Well, then it's different, right?
But, these guys are out here. They're doing this on their own time, and they love the game as much as we do and everything.
Absolutely. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing right now.
It's just ludicrous for somebody to say that to me.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd and 20 here from the 16. Duffy out of the gun. Back to pass. He'll fire it there complete. Cross to the 30. And Malachi Thompson. Haven't heard his name called too much tonight, but a big play there. Now, something I'm wondering there, Coach Go, what we just saw there, they're so afraid of the deep ball. Could Nitro not run a little more the hitch route? You talked about Scott Tinsley, the great Nitro coach, and how
underneath routes, crossing routes, something more shallow.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shallow out or a shallow post.
And you allow a little more time for your offensive linemen, too. They don't have to be blocking quite as long, engaging.
And you do that, you can throw it in front of the coverage.
Here comes a 3rd and 5 here as he got out of bounds. 7:27 to go. Huge play in this football game. Duffy back to pass. And again, hits Malachi Thompson. Back-to-back throws.
The man.
Running to that
First
stick,
down.
turning around. Good timing there from Nitro. And that's a big, big play right there. Just from the standpoint of timing, right? Timing in the game and timing that they showed right there. Because now they can chew a little more time off that clock.
And players make plays.
And Nitro's got a few of them, that's for sure. Malachi Thompson, 2 big receptions there back-to-back.
What a battle this has been, though. Hats off to both these teams.
Absolutely.
They're playing their hearts out. They're doing a great job.
This 4th quarter clock is now churning right at 7 minutes. Duffy back to pass. He's going to fire this one deep down the side to Burnett. And a great defensive play right there by Aiden Hernandez there from Herbert Hoover.
Aiden right on it. Wow.
An absolutely phenomenal play. Burnett had a step on him there, but an absolutely great effort in diving, extending that arm out to make the deflection.
That was a Sports Center play there.
Yes, it was, and it might have saved them from 6 points going on that board for the Red and Black Nitro Wildcats there, that's for sure. Exactly 7 minutes to go here in this football game. Hoover's crowd trying to will this defense to a stop, get that ball back. And it appears we're going to have a timeout on the field here, and we will take it with them. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day. Come on back to the conclusion of this top 5 battle here in Week 3.
For more than 170 years, Burke & Herbert Bank continues to deliver service beyond expectations to our customers. With an expanded footprint from the mountains of West Virginia to the Eastern Shore and beyond, we're here for you. As a full-service community bank offering the latest digital tools and guidance, we take the time to understand your unique needs, helping you move your family, your business, and your dreams forward together. Burke & Herbert Bank.
Geno's is spicing things up with 2 new specialty pizzas featuring our new hot honey sauce.
Our hot honey pizza is topped with red pepper flakes, sliced Italian sausage, jalapenos, and onions.
The sweet heat pizza features slices of Italian sausage, green peppers, and onions.
Both are drizzled with our signature hot honey sauce.
Hot honey, it brings the heat.
Sweet heat, the perfect balance of spice and sweet.
2 bold new flavors, available for a limited time at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
And we are back here, 4th quarter at Husky Stadium. Duffy with the handoff. And a decent little run up in there for about 3. Porter wasn't able to quite shake through that.
The other thing, too, that I didn't even think about until we watch this right now, I don't think either team has ran a single play-action pass.
Interestingly enough, because you've been running the football all night on both sides, yet they have not ran a play-action pass, Coach Goebel.
They've had a couple where they sprint out, sometimes out of necessity, but they
have not used that element in the game yet. No. 3rd down and 8. Duffy bringing a free blitzer there. Throws it to Burnett, and great catch there. What a play by Jolly Burnett. And honestly, big-time throw there by Ian Duffy.
Absolutely.
As he saw Blake Fisher coming right at him on a hot blitz, and a great play made there by the Wildcats.
Yes, it was.
That Coach Go was a championship-level play right there
Yes,
here
it
in Week
was.
3.
Especially throwing it across the field like that.
6 minutes to go now as they've continued to take some time off this clock here, Coach Goebel. Already 2 minutes on this drive, nursing a 2-point lead here in the fourth quarter. Play clock under 5. Duffy this time will run it himself on a little quarterback sweep. Not too much.
And I'll tell you another thing. These guys are still banging heads.
And guess who? Mighty Lopez in on the play, along with Michael Taylor.
Mighty Lopez is the kind of guy you want on your football team. You know, he's a leader. He does everything right.
You see him down there kind of having a little conversation with the boys in
Right.
white on the Nitro offensive line. He's telling them, I'm coming back here. Don't worry.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that brings it all the time.
5:10 to go. 2nd and 10 here. Duffy hands it off. And a good run by Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe continues to churn his legs, and he's going to be right at the marker. I believe he's going to get the first down. Big play right there by Radcliffe, and now they can take a little more time off that clock.
Well, once again, they came through there and had a lead block to get that linebacker out of the way, create that crease through there.
Absolutely. They played Tom Petty before the fourth quarter. It's a heartbreaking drive right now here
There you go.
against Hoover.
And they won't back down.
The defense will not back down yet. Yeah, you're exactly right, Coach Goebel. 1st and 10 here. Curious as to why the clock was not running there, and I think that's Boone McKinney on the Nitro side is asking the same question there. There was no timeout taken. The clock stayed at 4:55 for a long period of time there. I think that's what we're going to have a conversation about here with the officiating crew, because the clock should have been running, and it was not. Now it's looking at 4:51 here. A lot of conversation here amongst the officials.
Now, as we know, as most people know, if you don't know, there's an official that is supposed to keep the official time on the field. So if there is a discrepancy, he should be able to adjust the time.
We'll see what happens here.
Notice I said should be.
Should be. That's always a key, right? You never. It's not always as easy as that, Coach Goebel, right?
No.
We'll take a look here real quick while we're waiting.
It's
on
never
some-
that easy.
Nothing is easy, right?
Yeah.
We'll take a look at some AA scores here. Berkeley Springs with a 28-21 lead on Clear Spring, Maryland. Frankfort 47-14. They've got some really good athletes up there in Frankfort, Coach Goebel. I've seen them on the baseball diamond. Riverview with a 20-8 lead over Hurley, Virginia in the third quarter. And Bluefield and James Monroe battling. The Beavers with a 35-21 lead over James Monroe in the fourth quarter. Liberty Raleigh takes out Greenbrier West 27-14. That is a final.
Wow.
And Lincoln with a 31-14 lead over Grafton in the fourth quarter. We'll have some more AA scores as we continue to move forward here and there in this quarter. 4:40 now on the game clock, and it's churning down to 10 seconds on the play clock, excuse me. Duffy out of the gun, hands it off again to Radcliffe, and Radcliffe gets out to the outside. And he's going to get inside the 25-yard line. Had a step there. Blake Fisher got him at the very end.
That was the good old counter tray right there. Like I said, pull the guard and kick out, then get big old number 77, the diesel, going through there and cutting up in the hole and just blasting everything and spread.
Exactly, Coach Goebel. And, man, is he a massive human being.
And I can see why he's going to go to Florida State. He's a Division I football player.
Absolutely. And, you know, Florida State, a top 10 team right now. Beat your Alabama boys. I'm sorry to say that. I didn't mean to bring that up too much there.
All right.
4 minutes to go here.
Somebody had to.
Timing up perfectly with the play clock. Radcliffe will again be the handoff. And he put the ball on the turf. And the Huskies picked it up.
Wow.
Oh, my, what an absolutely huge momentum shift in this football game. Sam Key was Johnny on the spot there. Ball was put right up into him there. And Radcliffe, trying to make an extra effort, put the ball on the carpet, and now Hoover has new life.
If the Huskies drive this ball and go up a kick or a touchdown, be a game that I say that I called it was an all-time showstopper.
Been a great one.
Oh, it has.
Now they got the football back with 3:51 on the 34. They have struggled offensively, though, mightily in the second half, Coach Goebel. What are you drawing up?
Well, shoes on the other foot now.
I think, though, what you got to say is you got to get the ball in Blake Fisher's hands, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been the guy who's made the big plays for him. They're going to hand it off to him here. Not a whole lot, though. Maybe we'll give him 3.
You know, one thing, too, I want to give credit to these coaches about. These kids have played a clean football game. You don't see any late hits. You don't see any yapping. You know, they're both well-disciplined teams. They're representing their schools in a great way.
So this is the type of game you could see in Charleston in December.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
2nd and 7 from the 37. Grigsby back to pass. He's got a whole host of Wildcats running after him, but he's going to get out to the open field, and he's going to get down to the 45-yard line. A lot of people wanting a late hit there. I don't think that would warrant it. But Grigsby able to get a first down, moving the chains here for the Huskies. 3:16 to go. And Hoover gets the keys out. They keep moving the car, Coach Goebel. They keep this drive alive here. Grigsby showed a lot of composure there to make that play. So here we go. Ball to 45. Grigsby out of the gun. Back to pass. Hits his man, Noshawn Hampton. Hampton with a spin move inside the 20-yard line.
On the money.
What a pass there by Grigsby.
Well, you know how I was talking about earlier, if you could just give him a little more time, and you had that, talking about the quick slants or the outs or the hitches, well, right there, it was just a quick takeoff. He set his feet through the ball.
And Hampton absolutely grinded to get off the field there.
Wow.
But a huge play. Now they're inside the 18-yard line. So, like you said, Coach Goebel, field goal now could get him this football game.
Absolutely.
Under 3 minutes to go. Grigsby out of the gun. And we've got ourselves penalty flags flying all over the place here.
I saw a kid from Nitro put his hands on his head, so I don't know what the deal is here.
We'll see what the call is. False start again on the Huskies. And you hear the exasperation there from Coach Goebel, former offensive line.
I'm getting caught up in this game here.
It's been a great one. Been an absolutely great one.
You get this drive of penalties will kill you, man.
Rivalry matchup here. Hoover's had the better end of late. Nitro has not won this game since 2018, and the Huskies are 11-5 over the course of the last 25 years. And here comes the pass back by Grigsby. Does get it to Fisher on the screen, but he is brought down. Not much at all on that play, but did get about 5. Back to the original line of scrimmage before the penalty, so we have a 2nd and 10 now at the 18.
Wait a minute, there's no penalty?
No penalty, but there are whistles being blown. Potentially a timeout being taken.
Reset the clock.
2:31 is what it's showing right now at on the stadium scoreboard.
Okay, we have a man down here. Is this a...
So one of the defensive linemen for Nitro down on the turf here. And Coach Goebel, 2:31 here now. Been an absolutely phenomenal football game.
This is when you get caught in the twilight zone. You got two.
And so we will take a quick break here. We'll come back with the final exhilarating action here from Husky Stadium. You are watching high school football here on HD Media Game Day.
Sometimes the people we love won't say they're hurting, but we see it anyway. Now's the time to get help from trusted professionals who've cared for families like yours for decades. At Generations Physical Therapy, we make it easy. Personalized care, proven support, and a team that sees the person behind the pain. Call today or visit one of our 8 convenient locations for a simple, free consultation.
And we are back here, fourth quarter. Clock is now running here, 2:30 and counting. Play clock down into the 30 mark now here, 2:20 to go. Coach Goebel, Hoover trying to use that kind of change up and slow the tempo pace here. Nitro and Hoover both have a timeout remaining. 2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line. Grigsby now hands it off. Fisher stays on his feet, continuing to churn those legs.
Wow.
What a run there by Fisher.
Yeah, Fisher's been the man of the hour.
Yes, he has. He's been
the whole night.
Been the guy for Hoover. He got 6 there, so a 3rd and 4 now at the 12. Minute 45 and counting here.
This is when the 1-2 kicks in. You know, you're exhausted. There's a minute and a half left in the game. And how much 1-2 do you have to do your job right now?
Absolutely. The gassers you've ran all June and July, and especially August, are paying dividends right now.
Your legs are aching. You're beat up. You're hurting. You're worn out.
Here we go. Under 5 on that play clock. They'll hand it off to Silvis, and he absolutely had nowhere to go on that run. Brought down by Patterson. And so now a timeout will be taken. I believe it's being taken by the Wildcats here. 4th and 4, ball on the 12. Top 5 matchup here. Been an absolute dogfight to this point here.
What would you do at this point?
Coach Goebel, you've seen Deringer's leg, but you don't know if they can protect well enough on the kick. Do you go for it? Do you run your best pass play here? You trying to get the ball in Fisher's hands? What? I mean, there's a lot of play here.
I'd kick it.
It looks like Coach Fields is thinking about kicking it, but yet you don't know. I mean, Deringer's had a great leg on the kickoffs.
Coach Fields is getting them ready to go here.
I believe we're going to see Deringer come out here and kick this thing. He is on the field. So 1:09 here to go. This is going to be the football game for Hoover, at least. Nitro will have a chance, though, if he does make this kick. Here we go.
He still has his opposite shoe on.
Yes. From 29-30 yards, here comes the kick opportunity here for the Huskies. Could hear a pin drop on the sideline over here near the press box for Hoover. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is good. And the Huskies now have a 1-point lead with 1:06 to go, Coach Goebel.
I ought to tell you I told you so, but I'm not going to tell you.
What a football game this has been. What a football game this has been.
I'll tell you what, they should have, if they had any foresight on this, they should have charged double admission. Because it's been a dandy. It's been one of the best high school football games I've seen in a long time.
Absolutely. This atmosphere has been incredible. Nitro was right there on the doorstep, had the ball inside the 20, then they fumble it away. Hoover makes a couple big plays in the passing game, which they haven't done all second half. They find a way to get a kick here to go through the uprights. What a football game. 15-14 our score.
Let us remember, are you going to kick the ball deep now? You got a road runner back there.
Right.
Could break your back in the blink of an eye.
Yep. Porter's already returned one to the house on the punt.
You have an all-state, probably all-American wideout that's going to West Virginia University that you can throw the ball to. So,
and on the other side, Burnett's made a couple big plays too. So Nitro is going to have an opportunity here still with 1:06.
So the suspense continues, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, no timeouts though, so that will be a crucial factor here in this game. But one big play, and the Wildcats are in field goal range themselves due to the 2 opportunities missed earlier in the game by Hoover.
I told you that would come back to be something to mess with.
Yep. Playing a little journey here in the stadium. Don't stop believing. The Hoover fans have not stopped believing all night, but now will Nitro not stop believing here with 1:06 to go?
Okay, question for you. Do you kick it deep or squib it?
I don't know, Coach Goebel. I think I'm hopefully, I'm squibbing it, I think, if I'm Hoover.
Yeah, there's no way in the world I'm kicking the ball deep to those Rockets back there.
You know, Deringer's got a good leg, though, so he might show it off again here.
That's true.
Could be interesting, though, because if Porter gets it in his hands, anything could happen. They are going to kick it deep. He's across the 20 to the 30 before being brought down. So Nitro will start there with a minute to go at the 30-yard line. Now, I think the crucial thing on this drive, obviously, is got to avoid the penalties.
What a great job by the sophomore, number 10, Preston Rhodes. All 5'6" and 140 pounds of him. Stop that return.
Bringing him down. Special teams.
You
Get
go,
your opportunity,
Preston.
right?
You go, buddy. Go, Preston.
Preston making a big play there on the sidelines. And there is a injured Husky, it looks like, down on the field.
Preston wanted that one.
So, Coach Goebel here, if you're Nitro, what you've seen all night, you have had some success in the passing game when you've had one-on-one. Probably not going to get that one-on-one type coverage right now, though, with a minute to go, correct?
Well, and the thing about it is, the biggest problem is right now you have no timeouts, as you alluded to. There's no timeouts, and you've got to get in your 2-minute offense. You've got to get the ball down the field.
Right.
And
one question I have, though, is the ability, if you've got guys that are very explosive like Nitro has and you're playing that zone, they sit in it, you miss a tackle, boom,
exactly
they're
right.
off to the races. So it's going to be an interesting situation to see.
Sure, and once again, we've been talking about this all evening. Defensively, both sides of the ball, these guys are balling. They're playing, man. And you look at the score, and that's why. And it's very impressive to me. You know, they busted one big one, but the secondaries on both sides of the football have done an outstanding job with pass coverage.
Tremendous job. I think also when you couple that with the pass rushes that both defensive lines and the blitzes have been able to bring. Two quarterbacks that are playing in probably their biggest games of their lives to this point in time, and Grigsby and Duffy. Grigsby able to make big plays last drive. Can he and Duffy also now respond and have his answer here for the Wildcats? We're ready to get it rocking and rolling here now. 1st and 10 from the 30. No timeouts for Nitro. Duffy out of the gun. Back to pass. Going to move up. And he's going to throw that. Oh, what an absolutely great catch right there by Jolly Burnett. Gets the chains moving to start it. Got a first down. And now the clock has been running on that play, Coach Goebel. Should it have ran there? Curious there a little bit. But I guess he said he didn't get out of bounds.
Wow.
I'm very kind of surprised by that.
Me too, because I looked over the clock and you said that. I said,
Sure,
my goodness.
it sure looked as if he got out of
Wow.
bounds. But now we have a 3rd and 2 here coming. 37 seconds to go. Nitro lost 23 seconds on that play, Coach Goebel, between that and then
a lot of time
spiking it back. Going to have to go a little quicker than that the remainder of this drive if they want to find a way to win this football game. Duffy, back to pass, throws it deep down the sideline. And Thompson was guarded by 4 Huskies on that play. Unable to come down with it.
Yeah, they got to get him. They got to try, and I know it's tough, okay? But they got to try to hit him in stride, okay? When he has to stop and jump up to catch a ball, he doesn't have a prayer. They got to hit him in stride if possible.
When you also are facing 4 guys.
Yeah, and you're also talking about the quarterback. It's the toughest job out there.
So a 4th down and 2 here coming for the Wildcats. Duffy with the completion to Porter. He does catch it along the sideline. The clock
He stopped the clock.
is stopping this time. 24 seconds to go here. Ball on the 44. Clock is now running here. 22 seconds to go, and they will spike it. And the clock is, it ran about 2 seconds after that there. 18 seconds to go now. It'll be a 2nd and 10 on the 46-yard line. So Nitro, how many more yards do they realistically need for Connor Strickland to get into field goal range here for the Wildcats? I don't have that information. Didn't ask Boone McKinney because I didn't expect it to come down to this in a high school game.
You know, another shout out to number 3, the free safety you see sitting back there, Sam Key. He doesn't get his name called a lot, but wow, has he done a tremendous job of double coverage.
He was Johnny on the spot for that fumble, though, Coach Goebel, I'll tell you that.
And he's directing the secondary right now.
And we've got a bunch of pointing and a delay game on Nitro. So now a 2nd and 15 at the 41. And the crowd atmosphere becoming a factor here for Hoover.
Also, very big potential for a meltdown here by the Wildcats.
Hoover has never lost here at Husky Stadium. They're trying to continue that streak. Duffy back to pass. And Thompson's going to get called for a penalty there for sure on the offensive pass interference. They were both going after it, but Thompson had the big shove, and I think they're going to get that penalty all day.
We're going to back up the train ride again.
Yep. Just waiting for it to become official from the officials. And he initially pointed the Hoover way and then corrected himself very quickly.
Wildcats are going to have to get him a turnpike pass.
Yep. I'll be hitting that up here in about another 20 minutes, Coach Gold, but it's not going to be easy getting out of here tonight. They have all stayed from both sides. Great football game
I'll tell
here.
you what, just fired up as this crowd is, they may not go anywhere for a while.
They may not. That may be beneficial to me and you, you know? So 11 seconds to go here. Nitro in a desperation mode, trying to find a way. It's going to be back to the 26-yard line here for a second down and probably about 30 now, it looks like, Coach Goebel.
I would drop everybody. That's an ocean voyage.
And the time that it also took off the clock when you're running those plays, you don't get that back. Here comes Duffy back to pass. He'll throw it to Burnett. He'll get out of bounds. And see, now there's little extracurriculars there on that play, but 6 seconds to go, back to where you were essentially if you're Nitro now. This is it right here, Coach Goebel. I don't think they've got any more time to run any more plays, even maybe a quick one to the sideline, but you'd be playing very dangerous right there.
Still have to heave it 60 yards.
Here we go. Duffy back to pass. He is going to throw another one to the sideline to Burnett. And so now they're going to be on the Hoover 48-yard line.
Don't believe we have a kicker who can make it from there.
That would be a monumental one, about 65 yards. So I don't think he's got that kind of leg. But now you've got yourselves a little bit more of an opportunity to throw this thing deep to a wide receiver, Malachi Thompson, who's going to be playing at Morgantown next year.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you bring pressure right here?
You're playing with fire if you don't get home, right?
I would bring it.
Here comes Duffy. Back to pass. Going to roll out. Needs some time. Throws it deep. And it's going to be patted down. And Hoover maintains their undefeated streak here at Husky Stadium, now 13-0. And they get the win 15-14 over the Wildcats in the battle of the top 5 teams. What a football game, Coach Goebel.
And once again, and I alluded to this before, one thing that means a lot to me, great sportsmanship the whole night. Classy game, 2 classy teams, 2 well-coached teams. You hate to see one of them lose in a game like this.
Right, absolutely. You hate to see a team lose. And, you know, Hoover's going to take that rivalry trophy and be happy with it. Nitro, obviously. This isn't the end of their season, that's for sure, Coach Goebel. They've got a lot of talent. They'll continue to gel.
And the Wildcats have come a long way, you know.
You get better, like you said, a lot of great sportsmanship being shown down there on the field. But a perfect picturesque night for high school football here in the great state of West Virginia, and what Coach Fields called the best atmosphere in West Virginia. And I think he's got a great point. And now the Huskies move to 2-1 on the season, and the Wildcats fall to 2-1. And this might not be the last time these two teams see each other this season.
That's true.
Very, very good opportunity. They could be in the bottom half of the bracket if Bridgeport's at the top.
We might see them at Laidley.
You might see them again at Laidley. It was a pleasure bringing it to you. My name is Blaine Smith. Coach Goebel here with me. For everyone, our producer, Joe Oliver, we thank Rick Lord and everyone for having us here along. What a fantastic football game. We hope you enjoyed being here with us, and we can't wait. You can't wait for tomorrow college football as well.
Yep.
But till next time, Coach Goebel, right? What do you always say to the folks?
make sure you say something good about the game of football, especially high school football. And also to my sweetheart, Robin, I'll see you tomorrow.
Make sure Robin's there, and I probably need to get home. Got a baby coming my way, too. But it was a great night of high school football, guys, and it was a pleasure bringing it to you. Till next time, thank you again for watching high school football here on HD Media. Till next time, y'all take it easy out there.
Good night.
This HD Media Game Day production of Herbert Hoover Football is brought to you in part by the University of Charleston, relationship rich, career relevant. David Smith Frame and Body Shop in St. Albans, serving the needs of Kanawha and Putnam County residents for more than 30 years. Generations Ford, one destination for every generation. And by Generations Physical Therapy, the Tri-State's premier provider of convenient orthopedic and sports rehab.